Sorry, I just had to let that finish. That was that was I don't know that song really bad. I don't remember putting that song in there. Why was that so good? Okay, so um I I just looked over at Discord and someone's like doing the most complex counting I've ever. They just submitted 2 to the power of 5 for 32. I mean, I understand it. I I passed maths at school, but still. Wait, why am I saying I passed maths? I got a good grade at maths at school. What am I doing? Anyway, we have a lovely treat for you today, and by we I mean me and all of energy that seems to just be bouncing around me at the moment because I am just I got so much energy right now, and I'm going to be sat here reading a VN. I am I don't know what's going on. All right, so let me just give it a load. Why button on itch? I genuinely have not opened itch since I last streamed, which was where the day springs red. I am guess an hour Wonderland streamer now, which is a bad title for me. I don't mind it. Oh wow, that. Oh. Wait, why is there a Google Docs link? What? Yeah, okay. Ooh. Oh, that's what we're doing. Where's game capture? Capture my boyfriend. Yeah. I should probably actually give this a read through before I continue streaming to make sure I'm. Where's he? Okay. For once in my life, I actually remember to set up a Ren'Py game so it doesn't blow up my graphics whenever I full screen it. Okay. Okay, so there's coarse language, words such as fuck, shit, and dick are used throughout. It's an Al Wonderland spin off, so I will not be entering the words. Comes with the territory. Um, Sexual situations. Uh, okay, nothing sexual actually happens, but there is a lot of homoerotic moments. Adult jokes and innuendos. Violence, mostly slapstick. Karen mentions and allusions to blood and blood-related topics, veins and sucking blood. Game about vampires. The tree in the title. Alcohol and tobacco use. Uh, Game features Genzo from Out Wonderland. So yes. Manipulation and luring. Um, Vampires. Death and murder, including possible main character death. Vampires. And moving sprites and across occasional on-screen shake, which, makes sense. I'm not like I don't want to like downplay content warnings or anything, but I'm sorry, but if you're gonna warn me about blood in a vampire game, I'm going to comment that it's about vampires. I'm sorry. I should probably explain why I'm such a big ball of energy. So my favorite band I've listened to for over a decade, basically when I wasn't even really listening to music, I was listening to them, kind of deal. The Proto Men. A decade ago, a friend just sent me a link to Act Two, and I've been a fan ever since. Finale for Act Three was released in a listening party yesterday evening. I live in the UK, so it was 7 p.m. for me, and I can't I can't handle it. I listened to it again before streaming while I was trying to do all the automation stuff that I didn't end up doing. That wasn't from like not being lazy. I was like, what? How do I work this? And then there was no information on how to work it. Um, I listened to it again, and oh my god, I straight up cried. Ugh. Oh, I've been like normal for a while, and then I listen to Protomantic Free, like the live chat thing, live viewing release, whatever. I just that ending was like a steel chair to the face. I've never seen the instant collapse of a community like this before. Oh my goodness. There were people going, no, 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 it can't be it. It must have been a streaming issue. It must have been a streaming issue. And then it released, and no, there was no streaming issue. That was the song. People suddenly theorizing that it was all a dream. And only like 20 minutes of the entire three acts actually happened. Like people were losing it. And I was also losing it. Oh, goodness. And I thought I'd be able to get by fine with just a digital release, but I think if I get some money for Christmas, I'm gonna have to get the physical copy. Hey! I'm only not happy because the import fees or the shipping is more than the album itself. I've not had to deal with delivery fees from the Proton Man before because I've just bought merch at live events. And that's I support artists. Support artists, darn it. I missed Bandcamp Friday this month because yikes. Much money this month. Make sure I pay all my bills. Okay, enough rambling. Let's get on with it. Where's my control? Oh, spooky carrot! Oh, that's loud. Let's turn that down. Wow, that is loud. Oh goodness. How do I turn this down? I'm loving this, but also, oh goodness. All right, let me get this to normal. Okay, I think that's good. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay. Well, that was horrifying. Okay. First off, loving the title screen. You got I'm circling with a mouse no one can see. You got Genzo with fangs hanging out, the flicker and the subtle air of the dig. As this is a free game. Oh, good. Wow, that's a lot of credits. Continue lesser. I was hoping I could get this game open source. I say it like I don't have a Rempy decompiler in my back pocket. What do you mean? I literally printed a sprite from Out Wonderland on a glass. Can't prove anything. Okay. I'm just gonna move my YouTube. Right. In an effort to try and automate, I'm using a separate browser, and it does not like opening in a new window. Okay, there's my chance. Rumpy's behaving! Usually it hates my controllers. Alright, let's start. And let's see if I can actually remember all of the voices that I put across the Out Wonderland and When the Day Brings Redcast. This is going to be fun. Alright, so the time, Okay, Carrot estimates around an hour to get through this, so I've allocated about 5 hours just in case. I got for a 10-minute game in about half an hour, so. Alright, let's see how we do. Episode 1. Unmeet. Wait! His footsteps echo across the damp pavement, a mocking jeer to his plight. And he clutches his bag to his chest and he feels his heart screaming at him. A hurried cacophony thrumming along the surface of his skin and making his eyes burn with tears of frustration. Stop, wait! He wheels his feet faster. He was already at his knees, feel like... But already his knees feel like jelly threatening to collapse with each renewed step. He can feel the laces of brown Oxfords beginning to loosen and flap. He reaches out, fingers stretched and tumbling against the dark backdrop of the city skyline. Please, 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 please. But it's too late. Without so much of a pause, the bus currently idling at the Eve Grand Avenue stop closes its door shut with an air of finality and pulls away, leaving behind nothing but a plume of diesel-dyed exhaust fumes in its wake. Oh, dang, those eyes, those pupils are big. Dang, those are big pupils. I'm liking it. I can actually see the eye color. I guess I need to update my my carrot copycat style at some point. With a melancholic slump that Ignatius Iggy Maxwell slows to a stop at the now empty bus stop. Also a half trip over his loose Oxford about a gown of cold sweat leaking down his back, but that's neither here nor there. He stands there, chest heaving, muscles quivering, a faint taste of copper on his tongue. Watches the lights of downtown bus disappear around the far corner of the forlorn dejection. Crap. He wipes at his forehead, coughs. Crap, crap, crap. Not his day, not his day, not his day. First his code getting ripped to shreds in the day's code review session. Alright, you don't have to make it personal. You know, I bet this line's gonna hit me like a truck more than any other line. Oh, yeah, I don't need flashbacks. Then someone's stealing his pepperoni mustard sandwich out the break room kitchen. What is that expression? Now this. When all he wants to do is get home, change into sweats, and slay the hell out of an infected gore Cyclops and DDON for an hour or 5. I'm assuming DD is like... Isn't it Dragon's Dogma that Carrot's really into? Hope that's correct. Nope. Shifts his bag over to his other arm so he can check his watch. 7:05. Can I just say that Carrot has really nailed down the look of someone who's been programming all day? Like, gosh darn. Take me a mirror. Yeah, already dark as all get out. That's full for you. Work in the dark, get home in the dark. Dark, 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 dark. Don't know if it's because I am just hyped up. Like, I am just going out of my mind anyway. I love that expression. That expression is amazing. At least they're changing leaves and pumpkins sprouting up on people's doorsteps, giving them a few sparks of joy here or there. Half-hearted wander towards a nearby timetable. He checks for the next bus. Nearly an hour from now. I'd make some kind of joke about the American public transport system, but I also have this, and it's awful. I once had to do a £40 cab ride because I got stuck in the next town over. And they just kept cancelling the public transport. It's awful. Don't suggest it. 0 out of 10. Genuinely had a panic attack. This day, you can't just stop getting... This day just can't stop getting any better, can it? Can walk home faster than that. He glances back at the bench. Street lamps casting in an eerie high contrast. Dark shadows stretching across the sidewalk towards the mass black of brush and trees backdropping it. Cobweb-like shadows form... Oh. What? Okay. Dropping it. Okay. I pressed the button and it didn't go the right way. I thought it was... What? Cobweb-like shadows from the branches overhead dance across the scratched surface of the pavement. Each shuddering breath of wind sending them into a frenzied ketio. Really gonna have to do an adventure already. Alright, let's see. What's this word? What is this word? Staccato. Why did I say that like that? Staccato. Staccato. I looked it up and the first result was guns. Like any true red, white, and blue blooded American. Okay. Alright. Staccato. Oh. Send him into a frenzy staccato. I didn't look at the description. Disconnected parts of sounds cut short crisply. You know what else was cut short crisply? The last song of the Proto Man Act 3! Okay. I just love that any right now anything could just I'm not like even on I'm not like I'm not drunk or on drugs or anything. I'm just like high on my own supply, I guess. Well, like what's going on? I feel like I'm gonna much like with the previous stream when the day springs red, instead of tying everything to our Wonderland because it's literally Iggy. I'm going to tie everything to the Proto Man Act 3 because I need an outlet. I need an outlet for this energy. Wow, I am... Okay. Okay, let's calm down a bit. Let's try and calm down a bit. Alright, finish my drink. Gracious. I haven't even been on 20 minutes. Each shuddering breath of wind sending him into a frenzied staccato. Staccato. Whatever. Dry leaves tumble and scrape past the branches' dull rusted legs. One particularly garish one bouncing its way all the way over to the toe of his oxford. He grimaces. That expression is amazing. Yes, perhaps a walk wouldn't be bad after all. He could use the exercise. It's not like he just ran a marathon down half of Grand just to get here or anything. Takes a moment to tidy himself, re-knotting his shoes, fixing his collar, running a hand through his messed curls of his white hair. And claps his hands together in a gesture of preemptory self-motivation and sets off. Down the rest of the Grand. Then turn right to Ash, 5 blocks on first, then left onto Cindy. I'm just wondering if I should make a Yakuza joke. Something. Kiryu-chan. Wait, I'm an indie streamer. I shouldn't be... I shouldn't be thinking of those blasted corporations. So I'll just continue to play with this weird fidget toy I 3D printed overnight. So fun. I'd show it, but I don't have my webcam hooked up. 30 minutes max. And you're wrapped up in his oversized hoodie, shooting down RP's like, mother effing Legolas. I think it's the way it's like typed. Like like there's no just mother effing. You've got this, Iggy. His homeward trek starts strong. Got a crisp groove in the step, shoulders are back, making good time. All the way to Ash in only 10 minutes, and 10 Skyward curses to himself for choosing today to forget his headphones for a morning shuffle out the door. Because he sure as heck would totally be benefiting from them right now. It's when he's about 2 blocks down. It's when he's about 2 blocks down Ash when he starts losing steam. Sorry, I'm not American. Blocks mean like nothing to me. I have what is a block? I genuinely have no concept of what a block. Okay. Is American block. It's an informal measure ranging from 1/4 to 1/20th of a mile. What? Okay, that's it. City block. Oh, Jesus, this is a lot more than I bargained for. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to learn a lot more about US infrastructure that I do not want to learn ever. So I will just take the loss on that one. I'm just going to assume that he's been walking for half a mile or something. I don't know what blocks. I don't live in America. I'm not American. I don't know what a block is, and I don't really care to. I don't believe in city blocks or whatever. His steps have lost their crispness and his breath has grown more laboured, bringing his somewhat impressive speed walk down to a less awe-inspiring amble. He wipes at sweat beneath his collar, wishing perhaps just slightly he hadn't started off so ambitious. When he hits a small industrial neighbourhood between Ingerstall and Ingram, though, that he really starts to catch up to him. He has to take a moment to stop and catch his breath. And against the thick sliding of an old car shop, he blames his reclusive tendencies for not getting out nearly as much as he should. Like I said, you put up a mirror. You're just putting up a mirror. To be fair, I am actually not too bad athletically now. Because I've been working as a flipping dry cleaner for a year. Jeez Louise. You're like chucking around 20-litre jugs of God knows what. You kind of develop a bit of athleticism, a bit of strength. Physically, you're a bit better off. I've also like lost a lot of weight. It's really good. I mean, I don't think he needs to lose any weight. Jesus, probably like a twig. Yeah, Iggy, just quit your job and I don't know, do some physical labor. Be fine. It will all be fine, Iggy. Trust me. He coughs, leaning back against the grey vinyl cladding. There's no one around. Not even any cars rumbling past. Okay, where I live, this is like normal 7 o'clock. like I'm used to this. Just dead. No one's out. I once went to a gig. It finished at 1 at night, and I swear, if I was on my own, I would have genuinely have been like this because it was absolutely dead. Even the local pubs had shut for the night. It was awful. The stoplight a few yards back is one of those hanging ones, rocking back and forth in the chilly night breeze with low groaning creaks. The sparkle of unused calls its way up his spine. He shoos it away. Another cough, a bit phlegmier this time. now. Hey, would it be disturbing to say I just had to cough and there was a bit of phlegm in it? Okay, now I'm scared. And he uses the propulsion to push himself up and away from the side of the building. What are you, 5? You gotta stop getting spooked by every little... He stops. Because he definitely hears something. In the alleyway, just a few steps ahead of him. Checking something real quick. Okay. He goes deathly still, listening. What? Why did the options menu open? Huh? Listening. It's a fleshy noise. I don't like that description. Visceral and unsettling. I still don't like that description. Rustling, then slurping. Almost lewd sounding, as if this were any other situation. Yeah, no, I don't like that anymore. Short panted breaths followed by what sounds like a strained groan. The heck? Okay, Iggy on his own honestly just sounds like me when I'm like doing anything publicly, and then I will just like go to my friends and start like repeatedly swearing. It's cool. I think excessive swearing is like, I'm not for it. I don't mind doing it, but you know, if I'm doing it in public, it needs some effect. You don't just drop an F-bomb. Unless, you know, I'm playing something like this, where I will be dropping repeated F-bombs. Praise be to Ginzo. This time, the sparkle in his spine lights into a firecracker. And he goes ramrod straight, not even swallowing it, as his eyes lock onto a strip of black at the alleyway just up ahead. An animal. But something about it sounds human. He takes a hesitant step forward. He has to cross in front of an alley to continue his journey home. Which is making him really wish he'd chosen a different building in which to muse over his debilitating lack of athleticism. God, it's louder now. And more... Vacacious? Vacacious? We're learning a lot today. Not one of those like teenagers that can't like learn to pronounce words. Oh, voracious. Yeah, that makes sense. Look, just because I got taught it at school doesn't mean that I can do it. Strange, juicy pops interspersed with desperate gulps of air. I'm sorry, I'm just looking at my OBS stuff. I don't have a camera to look into, so that's the best thing I got. The look on my face is of mild disgust. Another groan, this one making an uncomfortable flush rise to his cheeks. Hello? Says without thinking, without even realizing, perhaps. Moving just close enough that he can peer into the darkened alley. His eyes narrow against the black, nothing but permeating umbra meeting his gaze. Is someone there? The noises stop abruptly. Silence for a moment, followed by rapid movement. And Iggy swears he sees something shift swiftly within the expanse of shadow. Okay, that line kind of goes hard. He swallows hard, taking a step back. It starts to tingle on the back of his neck, followed by a dull chill rooting itself in the deepest, darkest recesses of his chest. He can't breathe. Not even blink. Oh, that looks good. It's like his ribs are trapped in a vice. For each passing moment, it's squeezing tighter and tighter against his diaphragm. Whatever. Hey, you know that notice of being able to read on like a Pokemon game? Steps. Okay, once again, this art is fire. Jeez, I love it. Someone or something is approaching him from the piercing black of the alleyway. His fingers are trembling now. He can't seem to move. When he looks straight into the undiluting mass of shadow, the very air around him seems to quake with something latent, something ugly, something hungry. Welling up, filling up, choking on his lungs. His mouth opens, but no sound escapes. It's huge. Whatever it is, it's huge. He can sense it. Feel it all over his skin. See it in the rolling penumbra. Growing taller and taller, towering over him as the steps get closer and closer. And he swears. He swears. He can see two glowing red eyes, piercing dots, gazing ravenously down upon him from high. Run, 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 run. Screaming thought must activating something in the back of his mind because he feels his finger give a twitch. He manages to slide one of his feet backwards. A rough gravity escape across the pavement. He jerks back, twists his hair in his heels, and...
Yeesh. Can a gent get some fucking privacy around here anymore? God damn.
Iggy stops. Thinks. Okay, 10 out of 10. That's great. I mean, it was either Gainzo or Orlam, but 10 out of 10. There's the short, portly man who's just stepped out the alleyway. He's just some random guy. Some completely normal-looking random guy.
He's got blood!
What were you doing back there? He manages to eke out, his throat giving an embarrassing squeak. Oh, sorry. What were you doing back there?
Taking a piss. It ain't illegal, is it?
Gainzo's mouth looks like some kind of, like, nightmare bird. Like the beak of a nightmare bird. Like one of his stubble hairs is the eye, crying out for its mama to feed it more flesh. What are these words coming out of my mouth? I'm screenshot. Yeah, I'm screenshotting them. Alright. Oh. He stands there. The man stands there. Neither one saying a word. He finds himself at a loss of the sight. The man in front of him is not at all what he expected to walk out the alley. Well, truth be told, he's not sure what he expected to walk out that alley. It certainly hadn't been the short, chubby fellow staring up at him reproachfully from behind his sunglasses. Sunglasses at night. But Iggy looks done already. Iggy just looks done with this. There. That's strange, isn't it? Or not? He's not even sure what you consider strange at this point.
I know I'm a thing of beauty, but you don't gotta stare, bud.
Can I just say I've noticed that Gainzo's text color is lighter. Not by much, I mean it's still green. But it's, yeah, Gainzo's text color used to be like a deeper green. I'm not great with colors, but I mean, come on. The man snickers, which checks Iggy of his reverie. Oh, gosh, oh jeez, I'm sorry. I'm having a bit of a moment. Iggy runs a hand through his sweaty bangs with a sheepish laugh.
You sound tall.
The man says simply, reaching into his back pocket for what ends up being a carton of cigarettes. Lucky Strikes, to be specific. I sure hope this game isn't sponsored by a cigarette company. I don't need that twice in my life. Oh,
I like that.
Iggy tugs at his collar. Blinks. Thank you? The man follows up with a wide grin as he bumps a cigarette out onto his palm. Brings it to his lips. At this point, Iggy notices a trail of blood leaking down from the paunchy man's mouth. His eyes widen. Are you hurt?
Huh?
There's blood coming from your mouth. Man stops. Brings a finger to his lip, filling it through the red streak.
Well, I'll be. I took a bit of a hit back there. Bats with a pipe jutting out right where I pulled it out, when you know. I didn't think you hit me quite that hard, though.
Oh no, there's no save files! There's no save files! Curious meet cute. Interesting. Not the save files! Take a look at it for him. Suggest he see a doctor. Oh, there's a little rabbit on the thing! That's adorable! Little rabbit with glasses. That meant to represent Iggy? No! No! Iggy hasn't learned the lesson from Mount Wonderland! Iggy's not in control of his destiny again! No! Okay. Hey, I like the choice system. I'm gonna get over it quick, okay? It's very obvious this isn't the same universe as our Wonderland. These two don't know each other. On character regressions. Yeah. Alright, take a look at it for him. I would prefer Iggy to live, so I will be acting in that interest. Perhaps due to some sort of residual guilt at interrupting this poor man in the middle of relieving himself. That's a line. Iggy pulls a small pack of tissues he always keeps in his bag. Let me look at it for you. He says before promptly leaning in to take the man's chin.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
With a half-second delay, the man jerks backwards.
Holy fucking hell. Warn the guy before you go in for the kill.
Just take this not too serious.
You don't have to. I have to.
The man trails off, cigarette nearly falling to the ground between his slacking lips. Iggy hands are careful as he examines the damage. Oh well, lack of visible damage. Because he can't seem to find any gorge or scratch where the blood might have come from. He gently wipes a reddish trail with his tissue before pulling back on the man's lip to check the gum damage. Only for his eyes to widen in awe. Your teeth are huge! There's a pop of laughter against his fingers.
That's like a pickup line?
His cheeks flush red with a snap. He jerks backwards, a wave of shame and embarrassment washing over him. Sorry. That was weird, wasn't it? I'm always saying weird things. He tugs awkwardly at his fingers, starting to wish he'd had a big old hole to drop into.
Nah, we're good.
The man grins widely again, tucking a finger inside his lip to tuck it back. I'd love to know what brush was used for the blushing. That's the art. Don't worry, I always pester the ask box after I do a stream. No, genuinely, I need to know what brush that is. Is that like a watercolor brush or a... I'd love to know. That gives a lovely effect. I've been in a real arty mood recently, okay?
Nah, we're good.
The man grins widely again, tucking a finger inside his lip to tuck it back.
Genetic.
Says simply.
That side. Or...
He cocks his head.
No, yeah, that side.
He finally flicks the lighter on, holding a hand against the wind as he brings it to the tip of a cigarette. Once he gets it burning, he leans his head back to let out a small plume of smoke into the air.
Want one?
He offers the carton. Iggy shakes his head. Nothing. He blinks. No, thank you, he says after another beat of silence. And the man shrugs, tucking the carton back into his pocket. Silence again. Iggy watches the smoke curling up above the man's head, the way his supple lips wrap leisurely around the filter of each drag. Wait, there's no silence. There's music playing! Wow, I'm really just... I'm just a ball of energy today, aren't I?
I like one after a meal.
The man says, as though in explanation after the silence stretches another long beat. Oh! The man cocks his head and Iggy sees his nostrils twitch.
You know, you smell pretty good.
You can't just say... Iggy blinks, stands up a bit straighter. He's unsure how to respond. Yeah, good on you, Iggy. What? That's a line? Understandable, but still, what? The shorter man moves in towards him, nose going crazy now. Like, going like crazy now. So close to Iggy's chest, he's forced to lean backwards. Then just abruptly moving to the side of him, the back, lifting his arm up and sniffing around his waist. Wrist. Oh, that's quite a difference. I'm totally gonna have to find somewhere to totally not just use that sprite as a reaction image. How's my reaction image? You know what? Give me a sec. I'm just gonna see how my reaction image folder's looking. Let's try somewhere that I'm not gonna just make a total myself. Yeah. I've got space. Sorry, just post-cement stuff. All your theories are wrong. Goodbye. Thank you. Okay, where's the other sensei? Okay, those are all good ones. Oh, there is a Gidget one here. Oh, and there's a me one. Right, yeah. When I played Yakuza 5. And this one. Looks like there might be a space on this one for... Wait, I have two Trixie... like, bad reactions. I can get rid of one of them. Alright. Well, I'm going to have to put this together at some point in some program. Alright, back to it. Jesus Christ! that was not the line I expected to go back on. Yeah. Oh, no. Let's not go back to this.
Fuck, you smell really good.
Thank you? You smell like cigarettes. Iggy watches in confounded wonderment. Grease. The man seems to take notice of his odd behaviour, sliding back around to Iggy's front with a sheepish laugh.
You'll have to forgive me. Been a bit of a drought lately, if you catch my drift.
He prods his elbow in the air. I have to. That is terrible. I need to do that. Oh, did they turn off your water? Iggy's eyes widen in concern. Okay, just for a reference, I'm personally arrow-ace as hell, and I would immediately consider that some kind of sexual comment. Like, the man blinks. Wait, how can we tell he's blinking? He's wearing glasses to cover his eyes. Like when he blinks, does it go like ding? Staring up at him blankly, then snorts with such a forever. The smoke bellows out of his nostrils in humorous-looking puffs.
Oh, cute.
Only Iggy has trouble making out the words between subsequent coughs. Huh?
You're cute.
The man sucks in a large drag, holding it for a moment before finally releasing it into the air.
You always this charming, or has Lady Luck blessed me on this fine night?
Iggy Iggy's cheeks warm as he scratches at his nose, feeling all of a sudden bashful. Charming is not the word anyone has ever used about him before. I've been working on my owl impersonations. That makes the man guffaw with laughter, his belly jostling beneath his thick sweater.
You, sir, that's something else.
He grinned, stretching from ear to ear. Two large canines jutting out like misaligned nails. He jerks out his hand.
Enzo!
He says simply, as the smoke rolls up between his lips. Iggy smiles in response, taking the hand with a cheery shake. Iggy. His fingers feel decisively thin against Genzo's thick grip.
Iggy! That's nice. That's nice.
Up, down, left, right, DA, start. Sorry. Up, down, the cigarette pops in time with the bounce of their hands. There? As in two people? The joke is that, like, non-binary is definitely a thing in this series. That's the joke. Look at Gidget. Look at the freaking dev. I mean, come on. Genzo releases Iggy's hand, clearing his throat as he lets out another puff of smoke.
What's a sweet sounding chap like you doing wandering around the empty streets in the dark? Hey!
We got a first A! We ain't good yet. We need one more. There's one more bit as a secret sauce before we get the full Genzo experience. Iggy sheepishly curls a lock of hair behind his ear. I missed the bus.
Well, ain't that in the pits. I'm real sorry about that.
No, it was my own fault. Genzo taps the ash off his cigarette, brings it to his lips. Light dark. It glows in and out the dim street light as he seems to mull about something in his head.
You got yourself a bike?
A bike? No, I don't. Genzo starts scratching around his pockets. First left, sending a few balls of lint to the ground between cheery metal clicks and clanks. Then to the right, clamping a cigarette between his lips so he can use both hands to fish through the contents. Finally, he pulls out a small rectangular card, giving it a flick before handing it over.
My card.
He says around the edges of a cigarette.
Sorry, one card.
Iggy takes it in bemusement, brows arcing. It's clearly an old card, somewhat off colour and boasting a brown stain on one edge. But the print is still legible, as well as a small bike and wrench clip in the corner. Bikes at the Brook. 14 East Stanton Road. Your bikes are the light. Sorry, I need to be more salesperson-y. I technically work sales, so. Bikes at the Brook! 14 East Stanton Road. Your bikes are the light. Okay, I hated that. I never want to do that again. You have a shop? Here's a grunt in response, tossing the remainder of his cigarette to the ground and stamping it with the toe of his shoe. You fix bikes?
Yeah, but I've got a few on sale. Good ones too. I like that shit Wally World. You should come down and check them out sometime.
Then with a little twist of his sunglasses.
I'll give you a discount.
Oh, that's so kind. Iggy's eyes are a waver as he continues taking in the card, guilt nibbling at his toes. I don't... It's just... He swallows. It's been quite a while since I've ridden a bike, so I'm not really sure, you know. Genzo pauses a moment, simply looking up at him in silence, before his lips winding back into that shit-eating grin. He lets out a guffaw.
That ain't true of us all. Ain't that true of us all?
He reaches to slap Iggy's shoulder but hits him right in the gut instead, which expels a little gasp of air between his lungs. Okay, there is a fight of the faces here. There's been, like, at least, like, 3 Iggy Icky live reaction moment.
You're a funny guy, X. Don't you worry your cute little head. I gotten a certain, knack for helping a gent get back on the bike, as it were. So, you got nothing to worry about.
Really? Iggy's eyes widen in awe. You'd help me? Enzo reaches around him. Needs to struggle for a moment, patting across the length of Iggy's chest and arm. That face! I immediately need to attack my partner with it. Does Windows G work? It works, it doesn't show up on stream. Thank goodness. Yeah. Maybe opening Windows G was actually a genuine risk. I don't mean to like my reputation or anything. I mean straight up, I was I took a screenshot of like smiling friends and Peacemaker, and it's like, yeah, I don't want that. I don't want that on my stream. Again, I've sent the required information across. Then finds Iggy's hand, placing it up towards his lips. He takes a bit. Okay, that face is just goofy. Takes a big whiff of the underside of Iggy's wrist with a smile.
For you, my sweet-smelling morsel of warm-blooded ambrosia, anything.
He plants his lips on Iggy's palm with a delicate flourish, stubble tickling his skin. I know I've been saying moo to a lot of Iggy stuff, but I'm pretty sure if... No. Personal opinion, no on facial hair. Please, no, no, no. Okay, the thought has buried itself deep in my head, and I'm like... looking at my wrist and cringing. I don't like the idea of that. Iggy's cheeks flush a brilliant pink, and he blinks in overwhelmed silence. I'm just gonna take a screenshot of that just to put in my wallpaper folder. I think RenP is the only program that captures better on screen capture than on the Xbox Game Bar. I don't know why. Yeah, that's one for the wallpaper folder, or I could just grab the raw image. Wait, I could just grab the raw image. What am I doing? I have the technical know-how to decompile this game. It's RenP, it's written in Python. It's not really decompiling, it's just ripping it open.
Now then, at the moment, I do in fact have places I need to be. So you have to excuse me as much as it pains me to say.
I need that reaction image as well. Enzo splays his hand in over-embellished shrug. Iggy shakes his head rapidly, finding it hard to do much of anything else as the blood continues to pound through his cheeks. No, it's okay. Almost as though you can hear the rapid thundering of his heart, Genzo chuckles.
Don't let the blood blow too much for me now.
Okay, that's way too smooth. That is so smooth. Oh! I'm sure I'm not into romance, but geez, that is a line. In a good way, not as in a weird bewilderment. Iggy curls the same lock of hair behind his ear again and again.
Alright, well, you stay safe now.
Genzo tilts the edge of his sunglasses down again.
And drop by any time. My door's always open.
With a hum, he reaches the thin cylinder of retracted metal hooked to his belt loop, flicking it into an without full-length pane. Then turns on his heels, the marshmallow tip of the king dancing back and forth across the length of the sidewalk in front of him with each step. Iggy watches him go, his eyes slowly narrowing. But wait a minute. His mind starts spinning with everything Genzo had said to him during their short conversation. The illusions that Iggy hadn't quite gotten at first. That only now are starting to click together. The blood on his lip, strong sense of smell, sunglasses in the dark. Genzo is... His eyes narrow further. Genzo is... You're blind? I had to stop myself. I could see where it was going, and still hilarious. Ahead of him, Genzo abruptly trips and nearly staggers to the ground.
The fuck? I thought that was pretty damn obvious.
Overwhelmed, Iggy goes running in the opposite direction as Oxford's clapping against the sidewalk. He doesn't stop till he reaches the end of the next block, huffing and puffing as he runs to the nearby apartment building and stops to catch his breath, leaning back against the brick. Oh. Oh, amazing. Oh, no, we do not want to auto forward. I would be going way too slow to auto forward. I'm doing a quick test. Okay, YouTube stream is like 20 seconds behind. That is awful. I'd like to point out, that ain't me. I have the internet connection to be running 2 streams at once. This is running roughly about 8 megabits per second. I could have run this on my old fiber connection. Could I? No, I could have run just that. So... Could have run 1 stream. So let's say double. So 60 megabits, 2 megabytes. I have a 100 megabyte upload speed. Megabyte, not megabit. So it should be faster. Sweat and shame dapple his cheeks. But when he pulls the card back out of his pocket, gazing down at the off-color paper perched between his fingers, he can't help but keep the small smile off his face. Bikes at the brook. He bites down his tongue, cheeks still warm. Your bikes are a delight. Clenches his eyes shut. Clenches his eyes shut with an embarrassed squeak, quickly tucking the card back to his pocket. Maybe today hadn't been so bad after all. Loading? That is adorable. That is adorable. I love it. I love it. I've never seen a loading screen in a Renpy game before. I know who's talking. I just remember how to speak as them. They're smooth and cool, aren't they? You can tell my experience with Where the Day Springs Red compared to Our Wonderland, where I can put out the "Hey" at any time. What you looking at? Iggy jets back with a start, car flying out of his hand, and his backside flips inwards, leading to a swift slide down the front of his computer chair and even swifter fun the carpet below. I've never heard the term backside flips inwards. His legs pretzeled upwards and his head resting unceremoniously on the wheeled legs of the chair. Groans, his vision swimming. That was an overreaction if there ever was one. You're dressed as a pride flag. Now enjoy our corporate video. Wow, this just sounds like a corporate video. I'm gonna have to look up. I'm gonna have to look up flags now. Great Diamond Authority from Steven Universe? Actually, what is that flag? I don't know. I genuinely don't know what that flag is. Flag? No. Alright, this one's actually something. That one. Got the colours of the genderqueer flag in the middle, but in the wrong order-ish. I mean, to be fair, yeah, I'm going to presume it's meant to be the genderqueer flag. And if I'm wrong, please correct me, because I've already made an ass of myself in non-binary matters this week. I don't need to do it again. I'm not even kidding. Jesus, I wrote a story where someone was being a gosh darn idiot about non-binary matters and may accidentally gone a bit, sounded a bit transphobic in the process. I'd like to point out, accidentally, it was not like I'm not. That character was not saying anything in a malicious sense. There was a lack of understanding. The funny thing is that the character goes by she, they. Like, genuine, just dumbass. Alright, I'm just gonna very quickly just see if I've got anything urgent. I've sent an automatic payment. That's fine. I don't care, Justine. What looks to be a bot account that's like one of my posts. And someone I work with is begging me to trade shifts. Alright, I can deal with that later. That was an overreaction if I ever saw one. If there ever was one. Barrick whistles nonchalantly as he snatches from the flashing card out of the air. Bikes at the brook? You don't even own a bike. He rolls over with a defeated slump. My guy looks broken. My guy looks... That isn't a look of someone's lumped at work. That is a look of my life is over. I'm going to jump out the window. Yeah, I shouldn't be making comments like that, like, genuinely. Sorry. It feels like a bit of an extreme expression for the situation is what I'm saying. He rolls over in a defeated slump, hands a fresh bump on the back of his head as he attempts to crawl out from under his desk. Yeah, well, maybe I was thinking of getting one. You? Very excited, Brian, with a mischievous flash. I love it. The man we had to send a search party for the day the elevator broke down. Why are you doing this? It was a lot of steps. We're on the second floor. Understand? Okay, I worked on the second floor. There were people, yeah, like genuinely. I always took the steps. I mean, I felt like dog water afterwards, but I always took the steps. He forces a chuckle, fixing the angle of his chair wheels before sitting back down, his hair mussed and his collar twisted. Maybe I'm a changed man? He reaches for the card. Beric whisks it out of reach. Was it this as a wine from Iggy? If you're a changed man, I'm a 14-karat gold statue of Jean-Claude Van Damme. And I'll be Van Damme before I let anyone claw my jaw. What? One sec, I need to screenshot this for prosperity and the... Wait a second. I'm actually streaming on the weekend, aren't I? It's Saturday, isn't it? Ah. Off my partner to watch. I'll be Van Damme before I let anyone claw my John is... What? I love it, but I also am very confused. Wait, oh no, I did OBS. I need a third screen. I don't have enough screen space. I've got OBS in one corner, I've got Twitch in one corner, I've got YouTube in one corner, and then I've got like another corner for like screenshots and my music. So yeah. Also, if you hear some rustling in the background, I 3D printed myself a lovely, very enjoyable fidget toy overnight, so it's very fun to play with. It's literally not picking up. I just shook it right in the microphone. What we're talking about? Oh, clawing my John. What does that even mean? It means Ignatius Maxwell. I know that. It means the Ignatius Maxwell I know wouldn't be all over here morning oogle snoogling over such athletical aspirations as by peculiar pursuit. You know what? I was gonna like jokingly use an actual professional camera to take a screenshot and then I don't know, send it to Dev. I don't know. Or post about it or whatever. I think this has to be it. It's gonna look like actual dog water. I could put it on my other monitor, but that's the fun in that. Alright, did that actually look bad, or did I just... Come on. Oh, I can't show my camera UI, so... Okay, the picture came out fine, it was just the quality of the LCD. I mean, it looks like I've blown it for a light. Oh, you can see my... Oh! Sorry, just peeking over the monitor, you can see my absolutely... Oh, the commissioned art I got for my nerd wall. I love that bit of art because it's... oh my gosh! Take a hit. Wait, why can't I see mods? I like mods. Ban. Alright, bot. Really decided to join during a real nothing burger moment. my commissioned art of Fiona Color, my lovely, lovely OC. Just chilling like above my monitor that I game on. About to give an overhead smash, and looking way too excited for it. I love the bit. I love it. It came out so well. Now when I got the cash money, I fully intend to commission the artist again. Just for reference, the artist that did the commission is like probably like in terms of my favorite like free random BN that I've stumbled upon, like somewhere between 2 and 3. Somewhere between 2 and 3. He made Juliet's Soul, which is absolute peak, and you should definitely give it a go. It's on itch. Of course, number 1, Out Wonderland. Just Out Wonderland is just in the stratosphere. Literally changed my life. Alright. Anyway. He wraps the edge of the card right on the crown of Iggy's head. Now, tell me your true intentions with this piece of cardstock, or you're not getting it back. Eric! Eric responds with a sharp-angled glare aimed straight at the rounded tip of Iggy's oversized note. Wait, the notes are different. What? I just looked at Iggy's nose. Also, hilarious reference to their noses being gigantic. Why are their noses different? I remember them being ovals. Iggy's forced to relent with an awkward blush of his bangs. He drops his gaze and in a voice soft as cheese, mumbles. That guy gave it to me. Eric is sitting on his desk in 1 second flat, hands perched cautiously on his lap. Oh, do tell. There's nothing to tell. Nothing? I need details. In the 5 years we've known each other, not once have you delved into your current, nor current, amorous possibilities. But now you can't stop going googly-eyed at this business card. So I need to know everything there is to know about this gentleman that so encaptured the inscrutable Rubik's Cube that is Iggy Maxwell's heart. Iggy feels the heat begin to build in his cheeks, and he involuntarily begins messing with the collar on his shirt, buttoning and unbuttoning it over and over again. I met him last night. He seemed really nice. And then in a barely audible mumble, He made me feel special. Special, I see. Varric is crouched next to him now, elbow perched on the desk, and he moves in closer. And what's he like? I need to know what catches those wide-eyed, wild rabbit eyes of yours. Oh, rugged, wild and Bruce Lee ripped to the point where he could bench 5 of you over dinner. When I'm in a competition to describe a man who would totally not be in my interest in the slightest. He was actually kind of short. Oh, short king. I see. I don't know why that's making you laugh. I just... Oh, short king. I see. I'm already short. Uh-huh. And a little chubby, and he smelled like grease and smokes like a chimney and doesn't seem to shave. He looked like he'd been sleeping out in the street all night. Iggy laughs sheepishly as the red painting his cheeks increases by leaps of every passing second. I'm not going to comment on Iggy's preferences. I'd very much like to, but I'm not going to. Beric's eyes narrow in confusion. Uh-huh. Well, he was really charming. I guess I liked how he made me feel. Iggy wrings his hands together in his lap, unable to meet Beric's gaze. No one's ever made me feel like that before. It was nice. Beric sighs. Ugh. Iggy. Reached up to poke Iggy's forehead with the tip of his index finger. Are you listening to yourself? You're a grade 8 fortified smith. I'm not. You are, and your objections are hereby and forthwith overruled. Eric slaps a business card against Iggy's forehead where his finger had just been, making Iggy squeak. Now, I assume you're planning on paying a visit to this unique sounding man's place of business, yes? Okay, why does he MM and just immediately
come back when you're a little richer?
Why was that my first instinct? I didn't keep the voice at all. I am terrible. At this, Iggy grows bashful, nervously fixing his glasses. I don't know. What? Sorry. What? Mr. Lager, sir. There's a problem detected in the server mesh distribution algorithm. A player is exploiting it to turn thousands of in-game meshes into a giant... in-game Pentious.
Not now! Can't you see I'm busy with something important?
Greg takes Iggy's shoulder, pulling him to his feet.
Walk with me.
The two of them exit the main development office, followed by a two-tone abstract pattern of the carpet down the hallway towards the second floor balcony. Huh? Whoa. Wait, I just break the game. I broke it! Everyone saw that, right? What? Huh? Well, if Carrot does see this, I don't know what that was. I don't use MP, but hopefully it's an easy fix. I didn't even have that on intentionally. I never use auto forward. I'm reading out loud. Okay, let's continue without breaking the game this time. Along the way, Barrick stops at a vending machine, taking a moment to key in the numbers for a can of Jack's Pumpkin Soda, Iggy's soda of choice. Pressing it wordlessly into Iggy's hands before continuing to the outer door. Okay, their office is more fancy. My place didn't have a balcony. I'm going to be honest, the outer windows went to a dark alleyway. Where is this? Okay, at one glance, this doesn't look American. Just like a British city, I'd like to say. Maybe not. I don't know. Definitely a city, but it's not skyscrapers or... It feels too chaotic to be, like, American. But I also don't... I've never been to America. And at this rate, I won't! Now. Eric turns to him once they're outside on a small balcony overlooking the downtown park. Pausing for a moment, Iggy pops open the tab of soda.
What is instilling this doubt within your loins, young Maxwell?
Iggy takes a noisy slurp, soda fizz dribbling down his chin. He sniffs. hiccups. It's just... if he doesn't like me...
Did he not give you his card? Clearly he has interest.
Was in like credit card? Okay. No, not the time. But why? Nothing special. Boring and drab, and I've never been in a relationship before. I don't even know what to do. What if he just hasn't realized that? What if he finds out the real me, and just screams the heck out? Any tears have started to well up at the corner of Iggy's eyes. Potentially from the carbonation. Eric sighs, a smile forming on his lips. Places his hands on Iggy's shoulders with a comforting squeeze.
First off, no, sure you may need to learn to leave your apartment more, but not boring. Be very silly and sweet, and you always bring a smile to my face.
Really? Iggy's eyes wobble.
Second, grab. Please, look at the chic you've got going on.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, Iggy dresses fine. I need like a better dress sense. I say like I've been buying £60 coats at a discount. I need to... personally, I need to dress better. I'm in a polo shirt and freaking combats or cargo or pockets on the sides. Got pockets on the side. Maybe I can dress better. I've tried wearing like actual shirts more. Nice. Polo's easy to just throw on.
Turn dev work into rev work. Vroom, vroom. Vroom, vroom.
Eric mimics the motion of a motorbike with his hand. He stares up at him blankly. Glances down at his current attire. And back up. He blinks. Eric moves on.
Third, none of that even matters. Because clearly this guy already saw what he wanted, or he wouldn't have given you that card or charmed the socks off you.
Eric taps down from Iggy's forehead to his nose and chin.
You may not have any relationship experience, but you've got 31 years experience being yourself, and which is all you need.
Sorry, I just got reminded that I'm rapidly approaching definite late 20s.
And all you'll ever need, if I get this right, and all you'll ever need if this is the right guy for you.
Iggy's bottom lip starts to tremble. Starting as a wibbling quiver, then building into a full-blown wobbling vibrato, as his eyes start running hot and salty rivulets down his cheeks. He throws himself at Beric's chest, burying his face into the taller man's shirt, and he weeps freely, hiccuping pumpkin-flavoured bubbles between each hitch of his throat. Beric takes a startled step back, then returns the embrace with a knowing sigh, putting his hand up and down Iggy's shuddering back.
Yeah.
You really think I'm too weird or something?
No, I don't. And if anyone who does think that doesn't deserve you. Plus, I'll murder them in their sleep.
He chuckles, snot and phlegm catching the back of his throat. Thanks, Beric.
Anytime, anywhere.
A pause.
Though, if you could, maybe stop pouring pumpkin soda onto my shoes.
He blinks, realizes he's got the can upside down with a stream of orange bubbly liquid aimed straight at Beric's loafers. Pulls back for a snap. Sorry.
Not a problem at all. I'll just charge into your employee's account.
What?
Kidding. I'll charge to Jerry's. Never noticed.
Oh no, they turned evil! Okay, let's get back inside. It's drafty out here. Yeah, I was starting to lose feeling in my ears. Okay, I was assuming that this was like an evil expression, but I'm assuming their eyes failed to load. And I will screenshot it for prosperity. Just take a clip. Just take a clip. I mean, if there's a chance that Carrot's gonna see this stream, then what's the point in taking a clip? What's the point? I don't need. I don't need to assault them with this stream multiple times. To be fair, I just like to clarify. I don't think I've ever actually sent Carrot one of my streams. They just found them. I think I mentioned that I streamed, but no, they just straight up found this stream, and not this stream, but like I know they've watched it when the day springs red. That is scary. I'm being watched. The developer. I opened when the day springs red stream just to like double check the comments, and yeah, I opened someone half naked. Right. Gotta. Oh wow, that's a really good recommended. Okay, I might actually keep that open and just switch back to the tab. Okay. I'm scared that this may be intentional or not. Yeah, I was starting to lose feeling in my ears. Okay, let's go back inside. It's drafty out here. Yeah, I was beginning to lose feeling in my ears. That's not good. What if he wants to nibble in your ears tonight? I've known a few ear nibblers in my day. There's not going to be any ear nibbling. And when did I say I was going over today? That was implied. You got to strike while the iron's hot, or in this case, hot and bothered. Now let's go figure out what you're going to wear. I hate you so much. You need to tell me where you found this guy. Could use a roguish yet charming alley Mary in my life. Been going for a bit of a drought lately. Drought? I just the realization hitting was just the chef's kiss. Alright, I need to very quickly do some things, which involves actually I washed my shirt, so I need to go hang it up. So I will grab myself a drink, do all that fun stuff, and I will leave you lovely, lovely people with a goofy little dancing corner color. My lovely OC. Wait, there's audio. Also, nice look. And yeah. You know, I never did anything with that mask concept. Maybe I should, like, actually do something with that. I drew it for this and then just never used it. Okay, I will be back shortly. I will just need to sort everything out, so... BRB.
temperature waning, huh? Okay. Just adjust myself a little bit, and we are back. Woohoo! I have no idea how long is left, but I've been streaming for an hour and a half, and there is no end in sight. It's in one of his. Oh. It didn't load to go back. It's in one of his. It's in his one of his new. It's in his one of his new sweaters. I'm presuming that's a typo. Or Kara has just evolved their English and grammar skills to a point where I cannot keep up. Genuinely could be either. I'm really cold. I got a cup of tea and I'm trying to like absorb its heat without burning my mouth. His new sweaters and denim jacket that Beric had described as sassy but shy. Aggie shows up on 14 East Road. That's great, but the sign in the back says 15 East Station Road. Sorry, I'm being a wise ass. Feeling just a tad bit sweaty and a heaping load of jittery. It's a small shop nestled between a liquor store and an electrician's. Quite unassuming on the outside, from its Sunbeach sign to its AstroTurf sheath front stoop. Completive with door that saying, I'm in for a really great time. Wait, what? Yeah. Okay, that time it was me being unable to read. Inside, it's no less homely. Wall-to-wall, sepia-slathered wall paneling. Lines biking up the set of racks along the right-hand wall, most of them in various states of wear and tear. Metal shelves of bike parts and tools with neon yellow price stickers slapped askew on their packaging. The jingle-jangling bell, loud in the otherwise silent interior, to announce his arrival. Grimaces, so much for giving himself the easy way out if he loses nerve. Now the whole world knows he's here. Or, blinks, there's no one around. And no one appearing at the sound of the entrance either. Least of all, orange-capped gentleman who's been monopolizing his fort for a good part of the last 24 hours. There's a certain hatted individual that's occupied my fort for the best part of 24 hours. Mega Man, we failed you! Okay, that's my hourly proto-men yearning. Or what? Yearning? Not the right word at all. Yearning. In here for old man Yowie. We're here for 30-year-old Yowie. Where did I put OB? Okay, there it is. Get OBS. Felt shamed. Felt shamed, darn it. I went through that whole adventure and the text was still displaying on YouTube stream. It's awful. Da, 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 da. He itches at his wrists where his sweat is starting to scratch him. Around. The register towards the back. What is making that appear? Currently unoccupied, but perhaps it will provide him with some sort of clue. So he wanders back through the aisles of the Velocipedal parity, appearing to show an interest in contraption or two, just in case, along the way. When he reaches the back and there's still no sign of anyone, not any signage explaining the absence, he comes to an awkward stop. At first, just staring at the counter with his oversized button-wielding
with its oversized button welding cash register. Is that braille on those labels? He's too nervy to look closer. Is that braille on your label? You just happened to see me. Then shifting his gaze to the back wall and the various ads for sale signs, flyers, and pull-off tabs for cycling lessons, people directly on into the paneling at erratic intervals. There's also one for what appears to be a strip club, top with a crudely drawn diagram of a penis and Pentious inside. He wonders if Gainzo knows it's there. His ears perk up when he makes out the sound of music drifting from under the door to the right. Backroom? Of course that's a backroom, it's only logical. Clearly not whipping out his Felix head in the middle of the showroom. So, fun fact. The dry cleaning company I work for had an initiative at one point where like the entire back room's basically exposed for customers to see. So it genuinely would be doing that kind of thing with customers watching. Thank goodness they stopped doing that. One of the shops I work in just has a giant wall where it used to be an open back area. So you'd be able to see like the dry cleaner, like people working on stuff. Ugh, sounds awful. Thoughts collocating in his mind, he finds himself moving to the door without really thinking about it. And the fact that it's ajar only tempts his curiosity further. He pushes it softly, just enough that he can peek inside. The dim workshop meets his eyes. My shoulders are like grooving. Then when he encountered thick curtains that appear to have been affixed over a story windows on high. So well lit enough for a few bulbs buzzing overhead. Shelves and boxes line the sides, stuffed with the brim with an assortment of curiously shaped metal bric-a-brac. And a large workbench stretches across the length of the back wall, boasting peg after peg of colourful tools, many of which Iggy's never seen before in his life. Which is perhaps not saying much, it feels vital enough to mention. The rusty, dusty altercator of Rodiant, an aroma of grease, gears, and wood chips, but something about it puts Iggy's mind at ease. The warm intimacy of it, perhaps. Cozy nook hidden away from the bustle of city life. All the man occupying it is currently swaying to the beat of the music as he sweeps up strewn bike intimates with sashaying flourishes of the alcove. Getting pretty into it too. First timing each sweep with a song of dramatic cadences, spinning back, dipping a handle on the broom with a twist. As the whole shacking is pushed back and forth, swooping sways of his hips. He brings a hand to his mouth, lips curling into a small smile. Something about Iggy's right. So tired. The extra lines around the eyes, I don't know. Now Gainzo starts moonwalking as he sweeps back his shoes, sliding across the dusty floor. The one arm he feels out the location of his workbench, sliding the broom bristles along it, the bottom of the edge of his because of thrusts that sync with each clap of the hi-hat. Another spin, this one taking him towards the duo of bikes currently saddled in their stands at states of half repair. He embraces the first, running his fingers lovingly along the frame before promptly lifting it clear off the ground, stand and all in a single-handed swoop. Iggy's jaw drops nearly to the floor. Gainzo sweeps beneath where the bike had just been sitting, looking no more encumbered than he had been 2 seconds ago before he had a 25-pound bike in his hand. 25. Calculating. Oh, I know the calculation is 2.2 pounds to a kilo. I also can't be bothered to actually figure it out. Okay, so it's about 11.3 kilos. Possible. I'm not saying I'd be able to do it right now, but nothing prepares Iggy for when Genzo drops the broom entirely to lift the other bike in his opposite hand, holding them aloft as if they were no more than paper mache crafts. Okay, that's impressive. His eyes widen as he feels a warm tingling heat rise to his cheeks, his heart quickly accelerating into a rapid staccato. Almost as though hearing this, Genzo comes to a sudden stop. He whirls around, dropping both bikes instantly.
Who the fuck's there?
Storms over to the radio, slamming it off as Iggy shuffles nervously into the room. Shoulders are curled into a so low he's liable to topple right over. Sorry, the door was open, so I just... Genzo's nose twitches, he visibly perks up.
Well, damn! I remember that smell anywhere. If it ain't my late night Lothario walking the sweet sanguinary nectar into my humble shop.
He brings up a thumb to smooth back the muscle tussle of his bang beneath his hat, adjusting his glasses with a wide grin.
I should have worn my fancy apron today.
Iggy laughs with an awkward flush. The sight of that stupid Tarmin grin is already jumbling his thoughts. I thought I'd, swing by after work, since she did make that offer after all.
That I did.
Genzo gives his head a little shake, almost like a dog overwhelmed by its emotions. He rubs his chin as he starts towards Iggy.
Though a certain salesman did not expect their solicitations to yield such promising results.
Iggy begins tucking his hair behind his ear, again and again and again. I just want to see if there was like a tear or if that was just like the collar or lapel sticking out. I think it's the collar / lapel sticking out. It was just, you were so kind and well, not many people, and I wasn't doing anything else. So, starts involuntarily shaking his hands.
Calm down. Feel the heart beating a motherfucking minute in there.
Genzo chuckles roughly, reaching up to feel for Iggy's shoulder before giving it a reassuring pat.
We're just here to look at some bikes, yeah? Want to give you a tour of the old shop, huh? Maybe they'll give you a heart of yours to do more of these.
Genzo's hand drops at the small of Iggy's back, giving it a gentle but encouraging push. Iggy complies easily, falling into step next to a shorter man with a different okay, as Genzo leads him towards the workbench. I don't need to do that and break the game again. Ask about the shop or do I ask about Genzo? Let's ask about Genzo.
I want to live!
So, what got you into bikes? Iggy muses as they walk, trying to make conversation. Oh no. I dropped my controller. Sorry, my controller holding hand got really cold, so I'm just... Right, I need to buy hand warmers. I keep forgetting I need to buy hand warmers. I have hitting hands.
Huh?
You, like... What made you decide to open this shop? I guess I was just curious. Know more about you. Iggy taps the pads of his fingers together anxiously. Genzo stops and looks at him. He can feel the stare, even though he can't see it beneath those glasses. Snicker, Genzo's lips curl upwards.
No one ever asks about me. They're usually more interested in what they want me to do to them. If we even get that far.
Jesus Christ. Didn't expect that line to come out of him. Why did I not expect that line to come out of him? It's Genzo. The grin widens and Iggy catches those large canines flashing at him. I just straight up hit the wrong button. Oh. Iggy muses as he sees through. Iggy muses as though he sees. Iggy does not see.
And I thought Genzo was the blind one. Am I right or am I right?
I'm sorry, I had to. I had to do an am I right or am I right?
Guess it just kind of happened though. I'll be honest. I mean, there's not a lot a guy can do when he ain't go to college. And the world isn't exactly my oyster when it comes to accessibility for multiple reasons.
Oh gosh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to pry or anything like that.
Nah, just...
A shrug.
Anyway, you know how it is. I went out for a snack one night and ended up with a shop. Bada bing, bada boom. And since I like to tinker anyway, I figured, what the hell? I can learn how to fix a bike, give me something to do, and so I did.
He finishes and leans back against the side of a workbench, hands dangling over the edge. That's so interesting.
Is it?
Genzo raises a brow.
I mean, sure.
Turns back, tapping his fingers on the bench. He seems momentarily at a loss. And you just screenshot that and just caption it with the creature. Just Genzo's face. But this is quickly rectified.
So anyway, this is where the magic happens.
He runs his hand along the length of the wooden surface with a grin. It's a very nice table.
Ain't it though? You ever held a torque wrench before, hon?
What? Genzo reaches over to a peg wall behind the bench, quickly feeling out the 3 pegs from the right to grab the long, shiny object.
Try this one on for size.
He says before placing it in Iggy's uncertain hands. Oh, thank you. Iggy blinks down at it, unsure what to do. The cold metal feels strange in his hands. But Genzo seems to have already moved on. He tools around Iggy's back, fingers sliding across the length of his waist before reaching for something on the other side of the bench.
This is the crank extractor.
He says before playing. That wasn't a good Genzo voice.
This is the crank extractor.
He says before placing it on another item in Iggy's hands. Iggy fumbles but manages to keep grip on the new contraption. Who, yellow-handed something rather black with a bulky black end.
You need the right tools, see? To extract the right stuff.
Genzo grins extra wide at this, his large canines winking at him. Oh.
Of course, sometimes it requires a little more persuading.
Now he picks what looks to be a long hook with a chain carved beneath it, running his fingers reverently up the metal links. Iggy blinks in silence. Genzo laughs abruptly, tossing the apparatus off to the side.
But you seem quite new. But you seem quite open to new experiences, eh?
He's prey for times like these. I suppose so. Iggy chuckles awkwardly, still unsure what to do with the tools in his hands. I did used to mix up all the pops in the soda fountain. It kind of tasted like... Alright. Let's open the browser. Maltodextrin. Okay, well I looked it up and the first result was dangers. You just buy it as a powder? What? Okay, so some kind of possibly dangerous food additive. Genzo continues with a hum, or responds with a hum. Snatching a tape measure off the benches, he tools back around Iggy with Iggy's different frame. Wait a second. Iggy didn't mention that Ginzo's blind. Varric just kind of put this fit on him and just going, good luck, without knowing that this will not be seen. Wait, did Iggy mention he's blind? I don't think he did. Oh wait, I didn't read that. Snatching a tape measure off the bench as he tools around Iggy's stiffened frame. He traces a finger up Iggy's back, up his neck, and yanks the measure open from there all the way to the ground. Iggy's not sure what to do, so he stands there politely.
What's your blood type, by the way?
Ginzo asks as he feels for the raised tabs on his measure, checking his tongue of whatever his fingers ascertain. At this, Iggy's brows furrow. He's not quite sure, to be honest. Though he vaguely remembers his mum mentioning something during one of the many panic attacks at the doctor's office. He has the tintiest fear of needles. A negative, I think? Ginzo lets the tape measure go with a snap. The sound makes Iggy jump.
Is there nothing not sugary sweet about you, you candy claret delicacy?
A flush returns to Iggy's cheeks. His eyes drop with a bashful laugh. I don't really. Ginzo's lips fall into a wide grin as he gives the top of his workbench a little pat. Chubby palm sending molecules of dust into the air.
Oh, the real beauty of this integral easel is more subtle.
You sit. With a little hop, he hoists himself up onto the thick wood, short legs dangling over the edge. He immediately grabs Iggy's hips, tugging him against his thighs.
It gives us shoulder gents a wonderful little boost.
Iggy's cheeks are on fire now. He can feel the edge of the workbench digging into her pelvis. But more than that, it's a soft, possessive fancy of Ginzo's knees right around his hips. And the lilting dance of Ginzo's fingers as they trill up his sides.
This is a nice sweater.
Okay, I was wrong. Varric was right. Darn it. Ginzo muses as he rubs his thumb against the wall. I wanted to wear something nice. Iggy starts for something, realizing what a fool he must sound like. Bites down on his lip with a grimace. I didn't think about the fact that he couldn't see it. Ginzo cocks his head to the side with a little smile.
Maybe not, but I can feel it well enough.
I'm just gonna send this to my partner out of context. But put the fear of God in her. My partner knows the characters on a basic level, so this will be hilarious.
And fuck does it feel divine.
His hands trace up Iggy's neck, fingers playing with the collar.
Did you know that tactile simulation heightens your sense of taste?
His thumbs are dipping inside the fabric against the soft skin of his throat. No, I didn't. Ginzo pulls Iggy closer, rubbing his cheek and then his lips across the exposed patch of trembling skin right by his Patroid. He opens his mouth, then probably grins, pulling back with what seems to be an air of great restraint.
But I'm getting ahead of myself, aren't I? I haven't even finished the grand tour.
That's hilarious. As Iggy remains frozen next to it, the hand still gripping the two tools in the face the colour of a tomato.
I don't hear those shuffling paw parts of yours. Come on!
Right. Iggy hastily drops the metal gadgets back onto the wood with a clatter before shuffling After a short guide, head and cheeks still blurry with heat. Iggy! Can't just go dropping a blind man's stuff on the floor. That's really rude. Gazers come to a stop next to two half-repaired bikes in the middle of the shop. Their bi-coloured blue and green frames shining in the buzzing light of overhead bulbs. He places a hand on the grip of the left one, giving it an approving shake.
This is where the patients go. These two beauties are from a fine gent up in Winster Falls. Just some basic tune-up before it takes them on an optimal retreat to lake with a little lady.
He tilts the edge of his glasses down at this, wagging a brow. Oh, that sounds so nice.
Don't it though?
Then, after another beat,
Come here.
Iggy pats over obediently. And once he's close enough, Genzo's hand finds his waist, gently guiding him downward. The two of them squat next to the blue bike.
Feel it.
Genzo says softly before gingerly encasing Iggy's wrist and directing his hand towards the long, smooth frame of the bike. Its cold breath beneath the pads of his fingers. A strange sort of subdued energy. A hum of electricity just beneath the surface. Traces the length of the blue shaft, Genzo's fingers guiding him elegantly along, following the curves as it arcs up along the back wheel.
There's a pulse to it.
Genzo's voice barely a whisper now, low and rumbling.
There's a pulse to it. Can you feel it?
Yeah? Iggy murmurs in response, weirdly entranced by the buzz nipping at his fingers. Wait, Genzo's thicker fingers curl just slightly between his. Near reaching the end, Genzo tugs his hand back, gently twisting Iggy's arm so his wrist is facing upwards. Slides back in the fabric of his sweater, exposing the thin, pale skin.
Just like this one here.
Genzo continues, dragging the tips of his fingers up and down the length of his wrist. Iggy can't seem to breathe, utterly transfixed by the smooth, soothing motion, perfectly in time with the pulse beating of his heart. When Genzo drops his head, pressing his doubled lips against the skin and soft, gentle peck stretching up from his palm, he begins to grow incredibly warm.
You have such thin skin.
Genzo murmurs against his wrist.
You practically feel right through it.
Thank you? Iggy's starting to squirm, finding the nubbly brushes of Genzo's stubble against his skin to be very ticklish. I'm gonna just run for a very quick second and just very quickly I need to... I'll just be like... I'll put the BRB thing on. No music though. I'll be back in a sec. I just need to turn something on. Okay, scratch that. I just found out that my I was gonna have a part 8 baguette and I need to cook it still, and yeah, it turns out it just about fits in my air fryer. So I'm air frying it, so I don't have to turn anything on. We ship Genzi in this household.
He tries his best to quell the ticklish feeling with a laugh. I wash it every day. He continues. Oh, I wash it every day. He continues, wiggling his fingers playfully.
I'm sure you do.
Now, Genzo traces his lips up towards Iggy's elbow, his mouth practically encasing the width of his arm as he sucks up greedily on the skin. This only makes the ticklish feeling 5 times worse. Growing and growing. Iggy's body gives an involuntary spasm and he squeaks, jerking his arm away. But his skin had been so far up between Genzo's lips that some movement pulls across one of his stark canines, slicing a thin gash across the surface. Iggy whimpers in spite of himself, curling his arm towards himself to observe the damage. Only the barest traces of a cut. White translucent scrape across the skin where only a few drops of blood peeking through. Genzo's nostrils visibly twitch.
It's bleeding? It's bleeding?
Voice sounds just slightly hoarse. Only a little.
You poor dear. I'm sorry.
Genzo takes Iggy's hands in both of his, thick fingers massaging and squeezing his palm.
I get a little carried away sometimes.
His lips curl upwards angelically. It's okay, it doesn't hurt. Iggy starts to pull his arm away, only for Genzo to grip it tighter. His voice squeaks. Coughs and drops back to his normal level, a bit thick with phlegm.
Can I?
Iggy blinks, having no clue what it is that Genzo's asking, finding himself too much of a loss to ask for clarification, given the pleadingly needy way Genzo is staring at him. Wow, that is needy. When Iggy doesn't respond, Genzo must take this as an affirmation because he leans down, pausing just around to inhale the scent of his arm. Didn't need that sound. Before sticking his tongue out and full-on swabbing it across the length of the cut. Iggy's eyes nearly bug out of his head. Oh, says simply. And Genzo gives a twitch, his body shuddering, visibly from head to toe with a high-pitched whimper before pulling back. He laughs, scratches rapidly at his chin. Laughs again.
Fuck!
He half squeaks, half grunts, then twitches again. You alright? Iggy's eyes soften in concern, which Genzo jumps to his feet with a laugh. Past the saddle, the nearest bike, bit too over the cellar sleeves, leaning heavily on the bike stand to the point where he almost tips over.
So yeah, I'm just giving these a little tune-up, shmoom up. Tightening some nuts, lubing up the old bearings, replacing some of the old worn-down parts, bit shining all pretty like, you know. They'll be real beauts when I take them out the appetizing apple tidings. Infused joyride through this and the glorious, glamorous autumn scenery.
Bro giving the game away. Iggy stares up at the man, currently looking like he drank about 5 times his weight in espresso. Sorry, espresso. Why did I put the X in? I know it doesn't have the X. I'm gonna get... Wasn't there a Mitchell and Webb sketch about this? To be fair, that sketch also had, what was it? Someone said specifically instead of specifically. And truer crimes have never been seen on TV. He blinks. Raises a finger. Lowers it. Raises it again. Where'd you get the parts? Genzo doesn't move. And says nothing for a solid 10 seconds. Then claps his hands together with a smile.
I have go-to vendors, of course. They also keep plenty of parts in hand so customers don't have to wait.
He says with a spirited waggle of his finger before turning towards the back wall of shelves.
He whistles softly, filling out one of the boxes in the second shelf and tugging it half off.
Yeah, for a disc brake or maybe a saddle or two?
He pulls the parts into question cheerfully. Iggy wanders over and shoves that box back only to tug at another.
How about a derailator? They're good for derailing a conversation.
He yanks out something that looks like a mechanical seahorse and holds it for Iggy. I don't know. Sorry, I had the something blocking between my mouth and the microphone. Sorry about that. Before Iggy can think about taking it, pulls back, already in the... I dropped my toy. Already in the third box in a row.
Oh, here we go. Extra chains. I've always had a certain fondness for these little guys, helpful as they are in wrapping things up when they just don't fall into place on their own.
He turns with a long length of bike chain between his hands, snapping it tight. He laughs. I know that feeling. Like with Christmas presents, except I normally use Scotch tape.
Yes, just like Christmas presents.
He's amuses with a smile on as he loops the chain first once then twice around Iggy's wrist, hugging him close.
All delicious Christmas presents.
What type of present opener are you? I always try and open mine carefully so I can reuse the paper.
Iggy! Iggy! Come on!
Okay, I'm gonna be honest, at this point, I'm pretty sure Gainsbow could say something just actually outright explicit, and Iggy will go, "Ah, he's just friendly." Ah, it's so sweet of him. It's so gosh darn expensive these days, Iggy says with a sheepish laugh.
It surely is. It is a crying shame.
Gainsbow shakes his head, showing. I'm sorry, I'm just really quietly laughing. Gainsbow shakes his head, swaying gently back and forth as short of pseudo waltz around the small shop and taking Iggy with him.
Unfortunately for my water, I can't help it. I gotta rip it off.
Oh no! Oh no, this is the violence that was being talked about. With this, he yanks back on the chain, sending Iggy stumbling into a dizzy circle and crash landing legs up to a pile of spare bike tires. A few of them go rolling away as he lets out a small groan, long lips splayed akimbo amongst the coagulated rubber.
And now I see you found my tires, which brings us about to the end of my tour.
Gainsbow meanders leisurely towards the pile, re-wrapping the chain around his hands and giving it another few taut snaps. Oh. Iggy brings a hand to his head, trying to sit up amongst the spilled jumble of spokes and treads. Just as he manages to get on his elbows, Gainsbow is lowering himself down. Uh-oh. Grabbing his bow-angled hips, the shorter man leans in with a nonchalant hum, stretching the chain across his shoulders.
This one's almost as long as your arms.
He cocks his head to the side, tooth poking out between his lips.
Ain't that something?
Iggy feels a flush return to his cheeks, finding himself altogether and wholly decomposed right now, and becoming more so with each passing second. I do have very long arms.
Yes, you do. long arms with long, beautiful veins inside.
Ginzo leans in closer, pushing down the chain and forcing Iggy's head up to an angle.
You know, it's funny, because I don't usually get that hungry until the sun goes down. But being around you makes my teeth fucking teeth ache.
Brushes lips against the bottom of Iggy's chin, tickling a tickling nozzle that sends chill up and down Iggy's spine like an icy sparkler. Oh? Iggy's eyes widen, lips trembling around a single syllable. You're hungry? I'm gonna be honest, I thought Ginzo's head disappeared. Ginzo's lips dropped further, his hot breath against the side of Iggy's neck.
Absolutely ravenous.
Iggy's heart is beating like crazy now. He clutches his eyes shut, trying to get the words out before he loses his nerve. This might be his only chance. This might be... What?
Huh?
Ginzo's hum dances around his brusher. What is that word? Okay. Something like around the throat. Would you like to come over for dinner? This followed by a delightfully undignified as Iggy bites down his lip, cheeks burning and his heart thundering like a locomotive in his chest. He can't believe he just did that. He'd never invited a boy over to his apartment before. He's also so embarrassed he could die. He cranks open his eyes to see Ginzo just staring down at him, look of conflicted confusion written in his brow. Pull that mouth breaks into a wide grin. Hooray! He chuckles, leans back.
I mean, sure, that sounds nice.
Iggy's hug is an extra buoyant jounce. Some part of him hadn't actually believed Ginzo would accept. Hearing this turns him into a bashful mess and his lips curl into a goofy grin. Oh, I'll make something nice, I promise. And then a beat later. You don't have any allergies or anything, do you? You don't have any allergies or anything, do you? He asks in a flurry. 3, 2, 1. Oh. I wouldn't want you to get sick. 3, 2, 1. Garlic. Oh. Ginzo pushes himself up to his feet, readjusting his coat and apron with a small cough before reaching his hand down for Iggy to grab. Okay. I'm gonna be honest. Iggy, you're an idiot. Iggy, Iggy, please. I'm going to be honest, that was such a ridiculous turn of events, I wasn't expecting it. Ginzo pushed himself up to his feet, readjusting his coat and apron with a small cough before reaching his hand down for Iggy to grab.
Nah, I'm easy.
Then with an impish smile that stretches from ear to ear.
I'm sure you'll make anything it'll be to die for.
Oh gosh. Makes Iggy flush again. Alright, so how much garlic is Iggy gonna use? Brushes his hair back and then again. Would it be best if I just text you my address?
Sure.
Oh, what's your number?
965 0091.
Okay. Did you get my text? New text message from 3189355. Would you like me to read it for you? Oh, dark and lustrous immortal one.
No thanks, Dougal. I'm good.
Nice reference. Great, now you have my number then too. So if you can't find a place or anything, you can just call.
Yeah, that's great.
Great. I'll go ahead and go then. Maybe like 7? Is 7 okay?
That was great.
Perfect. I can't wait. See you later.
Right.
Iggy scuttles off. Not st- Jesus Christ. To be fair, I wouldn't raise an eyebrow as someone having themselves as dark, illustrious, immortal one. And again, I'd probably be more into someone if that was true. Ignore me. Not stopping until he's back. Not stopping until he's back outside the shop, an overhead bell jingle jangling his exit and his heart as he pauses for a moment to calm his racing force against the front window pane. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh! He hides his face in his hands, a dorky grin plastered across his face. His heart still racing, the beat of it throbbing in his head and making it hard to calm down. But when the door of the neighbouring liquor store opens and he gets an abject stare from the man carrying about 5 cases of beer, he forces himself to be normal. I'm just double checking something. It's cold and I just remembered I had a coat on order. I'm just double checking to make sure it's all good. I should get it before I have to go back to work. Apparently it hasn't said that it's been sent yet. Just slightly concerning. Throwing his arms, standing back straight as he runs a hand across his sweaty brow. Be normal, Iggy. Be normal. He lets out a long, slow breath. I mean, I just kind of end up doing that a lot, but I also don't need people staring at me like I'm sane. Nicholas back at his phone. Texting interface still open, showing his text with his address. When he sees the number at the top, he realizes he hasn't added Gainzo to his contacts yet. For a few presses, he taps it through. Get E-N-Z-O-O. Gainzo. Pause. Then another tap. Oh! He looks so sad. Sorry, tired. Smiles, biting down on his lip. He glances at the clock and realizes he has to get going if he has time to run to the store and get food and get started before his very important guest arrives. He pushes off from his window and starts down the sidewalk, a dip to his step and a song in his heart. He has dinner to prepare. Do you have anything to say for yourself?
Thank you, Self, for being so fly. If I was anyone else, I'd surely die.
Gainzo makes the sign of a cross in front of his chest. Ah. The overhead bulbs flicker, buzzing with a sudden surge of energy as the tools of the workbench pegs shudder. You blubbering fool! For a time this year, I've had to clean up after you. I had to send Jerry, for God's sake, man. Wait, is this the same Jerry? Man, poor Jerry. He's a rabbit and all this. Okay, is it just me or does this look like... This is like... generic devil coded dress sense.
Oh, but he loves it. Being your little lapdog turns him on.
How many times must I repeat it to get through your thick skull that there are matters of etiquette we must follow? You can't simply feed in the dark alleyway. What do you think this is, the Dark Ages?
I was fucking starving. I need him for 2 fucking months.
You're turning me into the laughingstock of the silly.
I have a reputation to uphold. Poor fletchlings, I've said, but I'm the only one who has to make trouble. As the younglings say, get with the program.
Well, sorry I don't have your hoity-toity come hither alone, Mr. Shag Me Not, but it's so fucking hard for me. My negative 100 in charisma makes Her Royal Highness's alley snack the only option for me sometimes.
Oh, my poor, sweet baby. Man cups Ginzo's chin with an affectionate coo. It's hard, isn't it, luring meals yourself? He gives Ginzo's chin a scritch. Ginzo responds with a whine, nodding his head up and down. You want to come back, don't you, huh? Back when I give you little treaties I carve myself.
I kind of refuse to believe that Orlam has any kind of power over anyone.
And you could just sleep and play like a good puppy, enjoying your snackums,
Ginzo's head nods more vigorously, his tongue poking out between his teeth.
Yes, yes, just a sweet little fledgling, too helpless and feeble to go out and get your own food. No, no, no.
Ginzo shakes his head, letting out another whine. He starts pawing at the air. The man rubs his thumb sweetly against the side of Ginzo's cheek, hooking it under his left canine and jerking upwards, twisting his head back painfully and making Ginzo yelp in pain.
You're not a fledgling anymore, so stop acting like one, you overgrown Chiropeta. Figure out how they feed properly or I'm sending you to the trough. Until you can stop embarrassing me for 5 minutes.
What about 3 minutes?
Yeah.
The man groans the energy of it, making the whole shop shake. The bulbs overhead flicker and bounce with erratic crackles until one of them snaps completely, while the cork wrench balanced on the workbench clatters on the floor. He whirls back, eyes flashing, before he lets out a sigh of great restraint, smoothing down the mused front of his sports coat.
Make me want to boil in the sun sometimes.
Hey, I'm working on it. Got a new one with enough to last me about a month if I can bag it.
Ginzo snorts and brings a cigarette to his lips, lighting it with an irate flick.
Then I trust we should have no more mishaps.
A grunt. Ginzo blows a long trail of smoke.
There's a gala this weekend. Will you attend?
Fuck.
Never been a mispronounced yes, or you'll be going tongueless for the eve. I have obligations, you know. People expect a certain image, and that means preventing my full brood at all social events.
Yeah.
Ginzo sniffs, puffs out a cloud of smoke.
And we shall speak then, and I hope to hear good news for once.
I'm so excited I'm about to piss my pants.
Oh! Oh! Oh my goodness! We got the rat tail still!
No!
Princess!
Give you a fucking mishap.
Ginzo grumbles and turns back to his broom, smoke drifting reproachfully overhead as he gets back to his cleaning. Loading. I was told this was meant to be around an hour, and I'm currently at 2.5 hours with no end in sight. I presume it's going to finish after this scene. I thought it was going to finish after the tour, but what do I know? Making steaks. Ah! Iggy goes flaming pan like a shuttlecock inferno. Blaze licking crisp bottom stars, it torpedoes across the lawn in the apartment complex, plummeting straight to the pond with a colossal sizzling eruption of algae-murked water. Oh gosh. Iggy watches the steam wobble the air above the pond. Brows furrowed. The zesty cartilage tang of oil and burnt meat grizzle smolders in the air. Okay, not mood. I can actually genuinely cook quite well. I would call myself a half-decent cook. I haven't had steak in a while, though. Not making mistakes. Lips tight, stares down the chaotic mess of the kitchen counter, finding himself a bit of a loss. Now what to make? Begins pursuing his cupboards for ingredients, pulls out powdered mashed potatoes. Oh yeah, give me that smash. Hamburger pie it is. 30 minutes later, he's got bubbling soup of meat, beans, and mushrooms going in the electric saucepan, and has only injured himself thrice more times in the process. Oh, he's got plasters on his fingers. By this point, he hasn't realised how late it's gotten. And just as he takes a break to catch his breath, the front buzzer goes off. Gah! I love making these random noises. Dice jumps to flashing numbers on his microwave. 16:29. 16 o'clock? What's 16 o'clock? Wait. He presses the stop time button. 7 p.m. His heart leaps into his voice box. Crap! Did you just a second? He calls out with an anxious crackle of phlegm as he proceeds to experience 1,000 lives and 1,000 deaths in a span of 0.15 milliseconds. He glances down at the state of his attire. Little bits of grizzle and splatters of condensed tomato soup dot his sweater and jeans like alien constellations. He grimaces. He's a mess. Kitchen's a mess. He didn't finish cleaning up the rest of the apartment either. He wanders out into the living area. He stands there a moment, fixes one of the pillows that's secure on the sofa, and heads for the door. It's with a shit-eating grin that Gainsborough greets him on the other side of the front door. Also a sardonic tap of his wrist.
And here I thought you were just gonna leave me out here.
Sorry, I lost track of time. A little problem with the stove.
Is that pungent odor of burnt oil simmering from a fine fillet of cold mildews tweaking my nose hairs, or did you get yourself a boiled and basted for me, you incorrigible charmer, you?
Neither. I think the neighbours must be having one of their grill outs. They're always doing this and that, you know, the neighbours. Iggy wrings his hands together with a laugh. As it dies down, they both go silent, standing in the doorway. After a good 15 seconds, Gainsborough clicks and scratches at his chin.
Oh, can I come in?
How do I get to those buttons? I don't understand. How do I get to the... I'm trying to figure out how to get to the buttons on the save menu with my controller. I don't think I can. Okay. I have a mouse. I'm not like that bothered, but I have to. It's so funny. All your theories are wrong. Goodbye. Jeez. Without thinking, Iggy slams the door shut with a squawk. Oh gosh, oh gosh, oh gosh. Back up against the door, he clutches at his chest. It feels like landmines going off in his head, and his heart's just about ready to beat out of his chest. Oh gosh, oh gosh, oh gosh. What's he doing? Fighting someone over? Not ready for this. Anything can happen. A whole smorgasbord of things he's not ready for. And also, even Gainsborough he's quite out by loser apartment, even though it's more loserish ways. Ah! He is interrupted momentarily by the metabolic meltdown by crisp rat-a-tat-tat on the window pane. His head jerks upwards. And he sees Gainsborough's face plastered against the glass of a nearby window.
Is this some sort of ritualistic hazing you put all sorters through?
Comes from muffled question, Gainsborough's cheek squishing up against the pane. Iggy squawks again. A rush of shame and embarrassment shooting up for his chest to encase his head in heat. He quickly yanks the door back open, wishing he could just die right there atop his 30-year-old anniversary limited edition Kirby welcome mat. Yeah, to be fair, if I was to die, I'd want to die over my limited edition Neon Genesis Evangelion Ultimate gift box set. It's got the original dubs, but still doesn't have Fly Me to the Moon. I also have the vinyl record that has Fly Me to the Moon on it. Maybe I didn't spend my money the best way. Lucy yanks the door back open, wishing he... yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry! His voice cracks, 50 gallons of sweat cascading down his spine. I got a little overwhelmed there for a second. Come in, come in! He holds the door open and Gainzo ambles back around, slipping his shoes off as though by habit and wandering inside.
Don't sweat it. It's kind of cute, actually.
Snicker, which only makes the heat in Iggy's cheeks skyrocket all the more. Once he's inside, Iggy clicks the door shut with... Iggy clicks the door shut with a grimace. Glad at least that Gainzo can't see how utterly discombobulated he is right now. Discombobulate. To be fair, I think Iggy's mental state is like a child getting hit on one of those rides that like spins around that clip's attached to a lot. Did you have any trouble finding the place?
Nah, old Duke will pull through. Damn remarkable what technology can do nowadays, ain't it? Even told me exactly how many minutes the bus would be delayed.
That is pretty helpful. Was the bus very crowded?
I would know. I rode on top. Fuckers don't let animals on.
Icky blinks. Before Gainzo breaks out into a laugh.
That was a joke,
Oh! Another beat of silence. And Gainzo reached up to slide his glasses off. His brows arc. Oh. Gainzo immediately blanches.
What? You got a fucking problem?
No, I... He drops his gaze, clasps and unclasps his hands. You have very beautiful eyes. This seems to silence Gainzo. But only for about 5 seconds. Then he got a finger up, brows furrowed in irritation. He pokes empathetically in Iggy's direction.
Enough with that shit right now!
Grumbles and turns away, arms folding over his chest. Though he can't help but notice a slight touch of pink in his cheeks. Sorry. Iggy chuckles. Pauses. Looks around the room. He's unsure what's supposed to happen next. Then he remembers his visit to Gainzo's shop and the smile returns. Would you like a tour? I can show you where everything is.
A tour of the old glad pad. Wouldn't say no to that.
Gainzo's lips curl upwards, which gives Iggy a spark of reassurance. He grins to himself, winning his built-in hospitality modus to win out over his awkward fumbling. So, we're in the living room right now. But for a moment, trying to think about what would be helpful to describe. There's a couch. And a TV.
Don't make it sound too enticing now.
The table.
Classic.
Iggy moves on, shuffling towards the kitchen. I tried to do my best bit of cleaning, so hopefully there isn't anything in the way.
A thoughtful host. I like that.
Iggy flushes. Then pats the nearby door frame. This here kitchen can fit so much anxiety in it. Inside here's the kitchen. You're of course welcome to any snacks and drinks. A grunt, he watches Gainzo wander after him, feeling some sort of furniture landmarks along the way. Gainzo looks absolutely unimpressed. Then if you keep following this wall back, there's 2 more doors. The 2 of them head back. Iggy once again pats down 2 door frames. The one on the left is the bathroom in case you need it. My bedroom's on the right. Gainzo tucks his thumb underneath the belt loops, brow arced.
Bedroom, eh? You move quick. I only just got here.
Iggy's blood bubbles into a heated froth. I was just letting you know everything is. I didn't want you to get lost. Feel lost. Wow, Gainzo really did have just Just be upfront about it for Iggy to actually understand what he was saying. Every single nerve inside his body feels like it's been speared with dynamite. Kenzo just chuckles.
Ah,
Oh no, my toy. Okay. Good? Yeah, it was good. It's prone to just kind of falling apart. There we go, it's all fixed. Kenzo just chuckles.
nah, you're being real sweet. Oh no, I know you were waiting to accident to seduce me, you scamp.
He hums and shuffles off, leaving Iggy standing wide-eyed and overwrought in the corridor. I... Across the room, Genzo finishes his track, stretching his hand up and along the backside and arm of the sofa before sitting down in the cushion. He spreads his arms and legs with a satisfied sigh.
You got some nice digs, Ix.
He pauses, starts snorting.
Ix.
He says again, clearly tickled. Iggy follows after him, fidgeting awkwardly with the sleeves of his sweater. Why does he feel like some kind of alien life form trying to copy human behavior?
Dang. Now that is mood.
I mean, hope you're enjoying the stream, fellow humans. I totally know how to keep a conversation running. How do you people just know how to act or what to say in these types of situations? Brains as healthy as a bumpy log. Tucking his hair behind his ear with a small laugh, he shuffles towards the speakers by the television. He clicks them on and pulls out his phone. How about some music?
I love music. Play me some music.
Another laugh. Scrolls through his playlist and decides on one of the more basic electro swing collections. A safer bet, no doubt, than his video game scores or jams about cannibalism and neurological disorder. What the? Wait. Yeah, that's fair. I was about to give a really bewildered response, and then I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure I listen to stuff that weird as well. Well, don't you like music? Don't you like a Vocaloid song about someone being puppeteered by mushrooms, fungi? You know, just a bit of fun stuff. Let's play Little Weird Gamezo out. But I love electro swing, but nah. Give me a second, I'm dancing. There's no visuals, but I'm dancing. I've never heard this song, but I'm dancing to the beat just fine. This is neat, I like this. I'm just vibing with the music for a minute. I mean, to be fair, my music tastes are, two of my three most listened to artists this year were My Little Pony fan artists. Fourth was the Proto Men. I can't even remember. Fifth was Will Wood and the Tapeworms. So yeah, bizarre. Number one was Jiraiya, and yeah, no, that's fair. Jiraiya's music, absolutely peak, and also one of the most normal things I listen to. I'm like wagging my finger along. I have to get this energy out somehow. I'm a ball of energy right now. Once a jaunty beat start floating out from the softshell casings, giving him, a bit of much-needed white noise, he sits down politely on the other end of the couch. It's okay. The apartment, I mean... He continues the earlier conversation as though there hadn't been an awkward music break. It has everything I need, at least. Though they keep upping my rent every year. Genzo's nose twitches and sits up a bit. Now that he's sans glasses. Sans? If I had it on hand, I would. I pull up that Halloween pic where Genzo is dressed as Sans. Or literally that one thing I drew where Genzo is Sans. Like, just outright Sans. I need to go back to AU at some point. Iki can see the little amused glint in his eye. What?
You're like a spooked rabbit or something.
And
Come here.
he passed a cushion between his thighs.
I don't bite.
Pause.
Too hard.
Oh, okay. Iki scooches over obediently. Oh. Yeah, I need to find where Carrot finds this electro swing. I need to, like, update my playlist. Until he's sitting between Genzo's sprayed legs. Genzo reaches around to tuck him still closer, hands on Iggy's hips. And Iggy feels the heat lap his cheeks again. No one's ever held him like this before. He doesn't know where to put his own hand, so he clasps the bandaged fingers cuddling on his lap.
You're so cute.
Okay, I don't think she's listening. I don't think she's here. I've been in a relationship for like years. I genuinely still do not know where to put my hands. Cough, cough. That never happened. Between you and me, chap. Thank you. He drops his gaze, finding it hard to look Genzo in the eye.
Can I?
Uh-huh. And back up to see Genzo with his hands up, fingers curling in and out. Oh! Oh! He said simply. Which Genzo must take his approval because his hands go to Iggy's cheeks. Palms warm and just a little sweaty against his skin. Then his thumbs start tracing across Iggy's brow. First following the curves of his eyebrows, then down to the bridge of his nose.
Oh, you wear glasses.
Dark fun facts about color printer no one wants you to know. I just suck at drawing glasses, okay? Genuinely, I wear glasses. Contacts look awful. I can't do that to my eyes. Iggy finds it hard to generate responses, so he simply says, yes?
It was like I should have guessed that. You got the vibe.
Oh. Genzo hums in bemused contemplation, thumbs moving upwards now to chart Iggy's hairline. In gentle massaging circles, they slide across his temples, a motion of wonderfully calm and soothing.
Close your eyes.
Iggy does so without thinking, lulled by those soft kneading thumb pads and sparkling chills of pleasure they're sending up and down across his scalp.
You're so fucking tense all the time. You can't just relax. See that? Now that your little heart is beating nice and easy like.
Iggy can feel Genzo shift against him. Pressure. Something pressed against his shoulder. That expression is flashing up days of memes past. Or memes of days past, more like. Then his throat. Nibbling prick against his ear. His eyes pop open, shut the glass between his lips. Genzo got to the edge of his ear between his lips and is giving it soft little nibs between his front teeth.
Well, if he wants to nibble on your ears.
Eric's words from earlier flitting across his thoughts, he let out a nervous giggle. The tri-rocket combination of stimulation, loosened nerves, and ticklish nipping against his earlobe hooks it from lips before he can stop it. A hum from Genzo.
You like that?
He feels Genzo's lips curl into a smile against his skin. His mouth traces downwards and he presses his tongue flat against his carotid, giving it a slow, long lick up against the side of his neck. makes Iggy squeak, and he giggles again. It's very squirmy, squishy squirmy. A puff of laughter.
Yes, very squirmy.
Before the lips part, sucking on his skin and making him spasm even more.
Just my squirmy little worm with two pokey little harmless antennae.
Iggy bites down his lip with another laugh, his whole body starting to ripen twist. That's silly. Worms don't have intent. He lets out another squeak, barely managing to hold it together. At this point, his football from back in Genzo shot Brussels back to him like a hot line wire. He stupidly injured himself and made things all awkward. All because he can't act normal. Shame floods his cheeks. Can't let that happen again. He has to be normal. He has to. Why are the options so good? Alright, I'll save. Is there anyone in the world capable of explaining what's going through Iggy's head at that exact moment? That person would be a middling visual novel writer gleefully injected their pain upon their character. Oh, I got called out, didn't I? Darn, if only there was a middling visual novel writer gleefully injecting their pain on their characters right now. Unfortunately, this person does not exist. Only Iggy. Only Iggy. Oh! And Iggy's knee. As he rams it straight upwards with such untempered velocity that it involves a visceral sort of squelch upon the impact of Genzo's gonads. Oh my god, Genzo's face goes white. Blue. Famivella's sweat breaking out across his cheeks, followed by a shrill creaking noise. Ah! At first, Iggy attributes this to his bedroom door. It's always making strange noises. But then quickly realizes something coming from Genzo's throat. A helium-esque forced vibrato that follows Genzo as he tips stiff backwards over the side of the couch and plummets to the floor. Iggy's up in a flurry, flapping his hands with increasingly violent cracks of his wrist. That perhaps not been the best course of action he could have taken at that moment. Look, Parrot, if you want Iggy to live, stop making the other options so good. He dashes to the kitchen. Mind running a mile a minute. He lands an idea and grabs a frozen piece from his icebox. He dashes back. He grabs an ice-crusted bag down to Genzo's nether regions. A bit too hard at first, which makes Genzo... A second attack has hit Genzo's gonads. Oh. But then he seems to calm himself. After a few awkward minutes of holding peas against another man's dick, Iggy sees Genzo's face start to return to its normal colour. A cough, followed by a groan.
What the fuck was that?
But Genzo's voice crackles with phlegm. Sorry. He feels his stomach starting to bubble and pop. He swallows nervously. I think it's just a reflex.
You got unique guys in the nuts? As a reflex!
Genzo's grumbles growl like a geyser ready to pop. I think I just have a very sensitive neck. Genzo groans again, a low throaty tremor as he begins to push himself to a seat. He takes a pee bag from Iggy, shoving it straight down his pants with a sigh. Iggy makes a noise to throw those peas away. Oh, Ugh. I'm really sorry, he says again, cuddling froth of shame builds up in his belly. Genzo forces a smile and laughs.
Don't sweat it.
Stretches beneath his cap, fingers still shaking slightly.
But, what would my life be without a few surprises, eh?
Yeah, surprises.
Glad I ain't never planned on procreation.
A sudden bubbly pops. I promise. This is just like when I streamed out Wonderland. I promise I will pick someone other than Genzo. I promise I'll pick someone other than Genzo. I'm picking Genzo. Promise I'll get Iggy to live. I promise I'll pick Genzo plus options. I promise. Reflectively kicks Genzo in the nuts. A sudden bubbly pop reaches Iggy's ears, followed by a hiss from the kitchen. My hamburger pie! He's up in a flurry. Next on the plate, he stumbles into the kitchen. I need to find a saucepan with some tomato-based concoctions currently bubbling out and over on the edges of off-color burnt pan. Smell fizzles the air. He quickly turns down the heat, grabbing his wooden spoon and attempts to serve it back into servience.
Everything okay in there?
He hears Genzo ask from the other room. Oh, yes, it's fine. It's fine. He responds cheerfully, before grimacing. Hopefully it'll be alright. It probably more than ready to transfer, so he pulls the casserole dish from the cupboard, putting over a big steaming spoonful of meat mush. Once finished, he grabs a bowl of instant mashed potato, ready to start scooping it cheerfully on top. A fine yellow dollops onto the red mixture like ice cream. The gleeful Genzo. Plop swirl, plop swirl. Oh, I don't know why, I just kind of stopped and just pointed at him. Scoop by scoop, he puts the porridge, potato and goodness, a frosting for his pie. He gets so into it, in fact, he doesn't even hear Genzo slipping into the kitchen behind him. Okay, that was just perfectly timed. That's hilarious. That is godly timing. I thought that was a sound effect. Nor is Clanton's approach. Not until Genzo's arms are curled around his midsection and his belly flush with his backside. Basically body jolt in surprise.
Something smells good.
Genzo murmurs, breathing against the smell of his back. The smell? The small of his back. Does it? That's good. A half-hearted chuckle. It got a little bad.
It's okay.
Now Genzo's whole face pressed against his back. He can feel his breath on damp through the fabric of his sweater.
I don't mind, it's a little spicy.
At this, his hands slide up Iggy's waist, just beneath his sweater and slugging him back slightly. It would be spicy, there's no chilies. Iggy muses good-naturedly. Then there's how a giggle of surprise as Genzo starts to slowly rock him side to side. A gentle light in this motion makes him weak in the knees. Almost like how... Sorry, I just looked at OBS like I was looking into a camera. What? Almost like how Luigi lulled the Goombas into dancing during the elevator scene in the 1993 smash hit live-action motion picture Super Mario Bros. Starring Dennis Hopper. What is this? What? Oh. Do you want to dance? Do you want to dance? Huh? And Yugi doesn't answer in words. But Graham gains his hands off his waist and spinning around, leaping into a silly bouncy dance around the kitchen. Genzo seems so surprised he doesn't have anything to say. And he's staring up at Iggy's facial region, eyes wide and brows askew as Iggy flails their arm back and forth to the beat of the music. Iggy frolics like a rabbit on Red Bull. This game is not sponsored by Red Bull. To be fair, I'm more of a Monster Energy kind of person. Wait. I'll be back in a minute. I had a can of Monster Energy in my I got Monster Juiced Mango Loco. Don't worry, I don't drink a lot of it. This is good. I have a hard cap of 1 a day. How many I drink usually? I usually drink 1 if I'm working next town over. The caffeine has no effect on me, so I just like to say, if I could get this without the caffeine, I'd be in heaven. But I don't think I can, so. Bouncing, trouncing, spinning, grinning, pulling Genzo this way and that across a pea green tiled floor. And it's only when the sun comes to an end that he lets his movements slow. Derpy grin on his face and he pants happily in the middle of a small kitchen. I don't think I've heard the term derpy used outside the My Little Pony fandom in years. And I have to say specifically outside of My Little Pony, because I genuinely own Derpy Hooves merch. And I don't mean at like fan convention stuff. I mean I have a licensed, like, one of those half and half, like half anatomical, half character things. I got a couple of them. One's Twilight. I don't remember if it's, I think it's Twilight. Yeah. I got Alicorn, Twilight, and I got Derpy. And the card does say Derpy, which is why I refer to the character as such. So I also... Sorry, I almost breathed in some Monster Energy. That'd probably actually give me cancer. Yeah, I don't want this stuff in my lungs. Yeah, I'll take bubbles or muffins for the character as well. But I have an official bit of merch that says Derpy. I'm calling her Derpy. Ignore the fact that I've been calling her that for 15 years already. Oh goodness. I'm kidding, it's only been 13. Probably coming up to my 13th anniversary of actually watching this. Oh my god, we're coming up to the 13th anniversary of me watching My Little Pony. Christmas Eve 2012. Don't ask. I pressed the wrong button. When he looks down at Genzo's blank face, he can't decide if he feels good or 50,000 shades of mortified. What he's not expecting, however, is when the music changes something more sensuous, for Genzo to grip his hands tight, pull him close, and renew the dance with Fevra. Shaking my shoulders to this beat. This time with a little less juvenile bouncing, and considering more provocative hip sways. He barely has time to catch his breath. 1 second facing one way, the next the other. Genzo taking him whirling around, like a whirling grunt around the kitchen. He's not quite sure where his feet managed to keep up. How his own feet managed to keep up. But there's something in the rhythm, something in the possessive urging, the way Genzo's hands lead him, guide his movements. Spinning one way. Oh, that is beautiful. The CGs on this have been absolutely outstanding. Beautiful. Genuinely going to make all of them... I'm generally going to throw all of them on my wallpaper cycle. These are wonderful. Then the other. Ugh. Pulled in with a flush with Gainzo's chest. Gainzo's hand sliding up his hips, his waist. Reverently. As though tracing his very essence. Fingers trembling. Then back out, arm taut with hips snapped back. Flurrying, dizzying sachet that makes Iggy's blood itself seem to pulse with the time of the music. And though at first Iggy seems to gaze, bouncing wildly at the parameter, it quickly becomes locked. His eyes unable to sway from Gainzo's piercing glare. For a moment, Iggy can almost swear that Gainzo can see the blood throbbing through his veins and flowing in time between them. Another twist. Iggy snaps back, curled again in Gainzo's arms, breath hot and hovering. Then another whirl. And this time Gainzo dips him backwards, just as the song comes to a stop. The two of them stand there, motionless and panting. The apartment goes silent. Iggy swallows, his eyes trembling. Well, next song comes on, a bright and cheery cherry bop that breaks the mood. Cherry bop. Gainzo blinks, coughs, seems to remember where he is, and pulls Iggy back up. He shoves his hands in his pockets, nose twitching. Didn't know you could actually dance. Iggy grins sheepishly as he smooths down the rumpled front of his clothes. He feels sweat leaking down his back. Gainzo grunts.
Blame the stupid parties I get forced to go to.
Parties? You don't like them?
Not these ones.
It's okay, I don't really like parties either. Too many people, I get a little overwhelmed. Another grunt.
I'll never dance like that with
Pause.
someone like you. So it was a bit more difficult.
Uh-oh? This time, Iggy can see something that hadn't been there before in Gainzo's expression. The soft, almost guilty way his gaze tilts downwards. The way he chews his lip. Taps his fingers together, unsure of how to continue. Then remembers the pie. Oh, dinner's almost ready. I just need to finish these potatoes and melt the cheese on top. Want to wait on the couch? I'll bring it out when it's done.
Oh, right, sure.
Gainzo mumbles before wandering back out. Iggy watches him feel his way to the sofa before turning around himself and finish working on the casserole. I assume there is a reason why Gainzo is blind in this universe. That just occurred to me. Yeah, because in Out Wonderland, Gainzo is blind because he smashes his head down a bunch of stairs. But it was also on a sleepover with Iggy. If they don't know each other, then there should be a reason. I can't wait to see the horrors. Iggy watched him physically to see it. Yeah, okay. A small hum buzzes his way to the lips in time with the music. His movement's light. Once the potatoes have been adequately spread, sprinkles an entire bag of cheddar cheese over the top. Carefully adjusting the scattered orange curls with pokes of his fingers before placing it on the oven. Perfect. For the drinks. Snatches his bottle of wine from the grocery bag on the counter, giving the label a satisfied tap with his finger. $7.99 Cab Sav. Okay, secret. I exclusively drink spirits. I know nothing else. You talk to me about a vodka or a rum, I'll probably get my way through the conversation. You talk wine, I have no idea what you're talking about. It spared no expense. With only a bit of trouble and about half the cork left in the bottle, he pours 2 full glasses. Being just a bit classy, he toasts him proudly out to the living room. Want some wine?
You got any beer?
Oh, my boy! I got the specialty for tonight.
Wine's fine. Wine's great.
Enzo tugs at the collar of his sweater as Iggy cheerfully places the glasses on the counter. I'll be right back. It should be almost done. Five minutes later, in a steaming hot hamburger pie, a centerpiece on his coffee table with two heaping platefuls stationed neatly on either side. I hope you like it. My parents used to make it all the time for me. Though I've changed a bit of the recipe for my version. Iggy explains with a proud yet slightly anxious twitch of his brow.
Smells like a dream. Love it already.
Iggy flushes, laughs, downs half his glass of wine, then begins to eat. The room goes quiet, save the music still drifting through the speakers. Nothing but the sound of cutlery on ceramic, the occasional slurp, the visual mastication of bean and beef slop mounted between molars. I was very careful with how I said that word, just to be clear. Iggy watches Gainzo eat. His face is blank, relaying nothing about his current levels of satisfaction with the food and service. Maybe he should say something? The silence feels unsettling. If the date were going well, suddenly the conversation would be flowing like water, yes? That is the impression gleaned from many motion pictures he's viewed. Well, now I'm feeling awkward. Thus, it must be on the account of his own social incompetence. He should fix that by presenting the topic of conversation. Okay, I genuinely don't know what the right option is here, so I'm just gonna... I'm a coward, okay. Games? So, do you play games perchance? He mentally cursed himself for using the word perchance. As he should. Ginzo sits up. He's thoughtfully at the considerably sized morsel in his mouth. Follows.
A bit hard for me. Not a lot out there with the necessary accessibility features. And even the ones that end up being too much of, even the ones that do end up being too much of a struggle.
He hadn't thought of that. Now he feels guilty.
Why, you one of those hot shit gamers?
Ah yes, Iggy hadn't adequately described the wall-to-wall gaming memorabilia coating every available space in his apartment. Okay, I have a corner in my bedroom and it's literally just nerd stuff. I have just like literally 2 big carrier bags full of like anime DVDs and Blu-rays. I have a set of anime DVDs and Blu-rays next to me under my desk. I've got every mainline Gorillaz album on vinyl. I got the Proto Men Acts 1 on vinyl, Proto Men Night at Nashville on Blu-ray, the Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.0 soundtrack, the Evangelion Finally soundtrack. Yeah, bit of a nerd. Also, I have my literal nerd wall, which also features Rei and Asuka from Evangelion. I have both versions of the 3.0 plus 1.0 poster. I went with a friend. My partner did not enjoy it that much. I told my partner there's more where that came from, but didn't seem too interested. So I guess I'm watching Theory Experiments lying on my own. Anyway, but again, on my own. All the 8 consoles and 523 games organized neatly on this shelf. Give me a sec. Give me a sec and a calculator. I'm doing this. We're doing this. All right. I need Steam. Oh, dang. Use a sale. Wait a second. Sorry, I'm being distracted. Oh dang, the Judgment Collection is still 30 quid. Okay. Where was I? Can I just like Okay, so I have 469 games on Steam. Oh, no. Ah, I've made it all disappear. Games. I have 410 some crappy game service that I use. Seriously, I did that. At this point, I'm just collecting games for the sake of collecting games on there. And my GOG account's pretty healthy as well. Where is it? $142 on GOG. I have over 1,000 games? I mean, I've been PC gaming for like 13 years, so I'm not that surprised, but also I'm that surprised. I mean, there's probably some repeats. Like, for example, Cyberpunk appears on both Steam and GOG. So Bioshock and Bioshock Infinite. Bioshock 2, Talos Principle. I think I own Talos Principle on Steam as well. If I have a game that's on both Steam and GOG, I didn't pay for it on GOG. It's the basic summarization. That's like a fun game. Oh, it's a top-down strategy game. No thanks. Alright, yeah. So I own over 1,000 games. That is terrifying. Where was I? He'd failed as a tour guide. Oh, yes. I love games.
That effect?
Games that brings another meaty spoonful of hamburger pie to his lips before washing it down with a glass of wine. I'm wondering why this stream's going for almost 3.5 hours. I'm like, hey, I need to count every game I own on PC. Give me a sec.
What kind of games you play?
Oh, I play all kinds of games. Iggy says with a sheepish chuckle. Enzo sits back leaning against the couch cushions.
Okay, what's your favorite game then?
I really like Final Fantasy 12! I don't play Final Fantasy, so I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing.
Never heard of that one. What's it about?
That is normal though. Me when anyone asks about my OCs, the Proto Men, Our Wonderland, Earthbound or Mother 3. What do you mean it's not supported? I just went to make a clip and it broke my browser. You can't tell me there's a clip ready and then not have a clip ready. That's not how this works. Ow. Sorry, I'm making it. I'm just. Sorry, I'm just making this clip because no one else is clipping it to make it for me. Yeah. Okay, that'll probably work. Alright, save. See, I haven't been this good at streaming, making clips and the like in millennia. Not since the good old days of Deltarune, to be fair, that clip is... just Rousey's dead. Okay, where was I? Where was I? This is gonna take a minute. This is gonna kill me. It's a sweeping story about political intrigue that airstrips and betrayal with sides of manipulation of magics and the consequences of airships. Even more than that, story itself is the world! That's what you breathtaking native look out with the mess breathing in the air, very levelist itself, and gosh, the music, the best soundtrack of any game ever. Satoshi Sakamoto, it's a genius capturing the epic feelings of fear and adventure as you set out across all these landscapes, from the absolutely haunting and stunning stands to see the radiating sands, the deepest voicing of the shoe, shrouded in darkness beneath Berjuba. Did I mention there's a lot of Star Wars fights going on as well? Anyway, it all starts when Van's brother Rex is killed by Barsh, who's betrayed by a swarm due to Damaska, finally working into the kingdom into dark periods of despair. But you see, it's actually his twin, and so then... And this is it, when the Professor comes in. Guy pirate with his own airships. I mentioned I like airships, and he's like really cool, and he has a gun, and he's the swerviest voice, and he comes dashing like swoop to steal all the... That's pretty much where it leaves off. And there's also so much beyond the main story. Plus, there's all these Fs you can collect, but some of them are really hard to get because the boss battles are killer and they're located in super hard to reach places. And there's like one place called the Great Crystal, which is like a huge menu with no map and all the parts are the same. And it's super creepy because you look upwards and the S gets darker and darker and darker. And 30 games like 6 games in English, Japanese, and Chinese on multiple platforms. And they got the achievements too, which is really hard, mind you, because that's the brutal boss runs, the largest boss in the game, including the one that has 50 million HP. So yeah, that's basically it. Iggy finishes, placing his hands on his lap with a smile. What the? And then immediately goes into shock. Oh, no. Oh no, he did it again. He talked too much. Oh no. Across from him on the couch, Ginzo stares at him. Iggy can feel the cold clammy sweat forming on his skin, dressing in his hairline. Ginzo raises a brow. Thinks. Then...
Damn, sounds pretty cool. Maybe I'll have to try it out sometime.
Dang, everyone needs someone like that in their life. I'm clipping that as well. I couldn't even capture the whole thing on a clip. That's bad. Me when someone talks to me about the Persona animes. Genuinely. I have at least 2 points in time gone on such a ramble about how bad the Persona 5 anime is that I have exceeded Discord's character limit on Nitro. Okay, now that clip farming's done, let's get back to it. You really think so? Iggy's inside promptly explode.
Yeah, I mean, sure made it sound like a good time. I could use a little swashbuckling adventure in my life, eh? Plus, it was cute how damn excited you got. I ain't never heard someone who could talk for 2 fucking hours! Like,
Jeez. Okay, it's gotten to the point where if I talk about my OCs with my partner, I have to either say I'm not going to ramble or give a disclaimer that I'm rambling. Like, I because there is no comprehensive conversation going on. And then there's times where I fill out a Discord character count without rambling. That is just how much context is needed. It has happened. Woo! I love it. Iggy chuckles, face on fire and his chest buzzing with so much accelerated energy he feels like he could float to the moon. Maybe we could play it together sometime, if it would be easier. He begins tugging at his fingers.
oh, you gotta sit on my lap so we can get all warm and cozy during this proposed gaming session, you adorable little gaming nerd you.
Iggy's face goes even redder. If you want. Kenzo laughs, then blinks. Then seems to lose his earlier spunk, his lips pressed together. Iggy glances over in worriment. Well, what's wrong? Did something happen? Kenzo immediately perks back up with his lips on back as usual with his usual wide grin.
Ah, nah, just need a smoke. Mind if I step outside?
Of course, it's no problem. I need to clean things up anyway. Kenzo gets up with a little hum, reaching for the carton in his pocket as he feels the way towards the door. Meanwhile, Iggy begins tidying up the dinner paraphernalia, first cutting away the plates and silverware, then hauling the half-eaten dish of hamburger pie onto his kitchen. He sets to work quickly, rinsing off the ceramic to load in the dishwasher and packing up the leftovers into a Tupperware. Just a reminder that Tupperware is a British trademark, and given the fact that Twerp used to be Tupperware Remix Party, they're probably quite enforcing on it. There's a few swift swipes on the floor, his flour sack towel to rid the living room table of crumbs and grey beef droplets, followed by a soak of the empty wine bottle, wanting to get rid of any residue and cork bits before dropping it into the recycle later. When finally satisfied with the state of the apartment, at least in regards to after-dinner applications, he tosses a glance at the clock. 11:24. Gosh, is that late already? He tucks his hair behind his ear, blinking. Turns back towards the living room. Kenzo's just coming back inside, bringing with him a draft of cold air and a whiff of burnt tobacco. Ah, yes. Kenzo. 11:24. Kenzo. Late. Sleep. Time to sleep. Time to sleep. Time to sleep with... Iggy's skin feels like it drops to around -300 Kelvin. Clammy sweat breaking out across his forehead. I need to use the restroom. I'll be right back. He walks stiff-legged back towards the bathroom, slamming the door just a bit too hard and immediately sinking and squatting in the lithium. Oh! Ah! Clutches his hand in his hair, rain about to leak out of his ears. He swallows hard. He's never... Not like he doesn't like Gainzo. Heck, he likes him very much, thank you kindly. His sweet smile, the way he makes him feel he's the only important person in the world. How he feels against him. Soft and warm. But thinking about that. Doing that. Why is it making his body shake like he's going 90 miles an hour down the bumpy gravel road to his grandparents' farm? He pounds the fat of his palms against his forehead with a frustrated whimper. And pushes himself to his feet. Looks in the mirror. At the lanky, sickly-looking fellow staring back at him beneath the unkempt mess of white hair. What's wrong with him? Well, many things. He blinks, watching the dark-eyed bags roll slowly up against beneath his eyes. There's a cute guy out there in his apartment that seems to like him very much. Which is a mother-effing miracle. I think as literally anyone else in his life has ever shown a lick of... When has he literally ever had anyone in his life show a lick of romantic interest in him? And he's in here hiding because he's too afraid to take things to the next level. He's such a loser. He frowns. The man in the mirror frowns back. He slaps his cheeks with a groan. Get it together, Iggy. Get it together. And this time when he looks back in the mirror, he gives himself a fierce growl. He grips the edge of the sink tightly between his fingers, biting down on his lips so hard it tastes blood. You're gonna march out there and ask that nice showing man if he'd like to spend a night with you, like a normal effing human being. A nod. Pushes up and away from the sink. Pulls the door back open. Walks out. So, I noticed it was getting late, but, did you maybe want to spend the night?
Time to hit the old hay.
Oh, what?
You're in there so long I figured you were planning on slipping into something more comfortable, trick you sly dog.
Gainzo laughs. I'm giving Iggy a zealous pat on the shoulder. Feels his sweater.
Oh, I see I was mistaken.
Iggy forces a chuckle. Sorry, I was just pooping.
Well, if that ain't enough to get me in the mood, I don't know what it...
Excuse me? Excuse? The confidence that had so impelled him to exit the bathroom is rapidly dwindling. Anyway, I'm sure. Yes, right, time for bed. Gainzo begins pushing him towards the bedroom with a buoyant little bounce of his hands.
Great, then you actually go change now while I go lay, like Bob Dylan on your big bass bed.
Iggy feels the insides start to eat themselves. He shuffles over towards the dresser, pulls out a t-shirt. His Dragon Dogma's I knew it was Dragon Dogma! I knew it was Dragon's Dogma! I knew I remember correctly! Didn't even have to go weirdly stalk Carrot's Tumblr account for this one. This should make him feel a bit better, right? His warrior clothes. Seeing the fur between his bums, he glances back to Gainzo perched happily atop the bottom of the bed like an excited puppy. All smiles. He swallows. Slowly he pulls off sweat so he can change. Wait, why am I looking at that? I've not played Dragon's Dogma. I don't know. Stupid. Made you so stupid. He ambled over to the laundry basket to dump his sweater and jeans, then head back to bed. Past Gainzo at the bottom. To the top. Harry pulls down the sheets, gives his pillow a few moulding whops with his hands, and climbs politely inside. I'm going to assume that there is some kind of story-related 5D chess with the shirt that Iggy's got on that goes completely over my head because I've never played Dragon Dogma 2. To understand any Carrot's game released after Dragon's Dogma 2 releases, you must play Dragon's Dogma 2, of course. Ginzo twists back. Confused at first, then running over with a grin. He crawls over to him, knees and palms sinking into the cush of the mattress with a heavy creaks.
Finally.
He pats around until he finds Iggy's knees and trundles forward.
Been waiting for this all night.
Oh, you have? Iggy chuckles nervously. Look, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. While this is quiet, if I wasn't so averse and thinking, wow, I sure don't like this kind of thing. Hubba, but right now, don't like it. I don't like it. I promise. If I did like it, god damn, Ginzo, I think, looks hot in this scene. I'm sorry, I have to say it. He watches Ginzo climb on top of him, straddling his hips and hands pressed down to the mattress either side. Heart thumps loudly in his chest.
Mm-hmm.
Ginzo's head dips. Face pressed in his belly. Nipping and rubbing his nose up and down across his chest, arms and shoulders.
Fuck. Been so hungry again.
Pause. Frey laughs and pops back up, bringing a clumsy finger to Iggy's lips.
Don't you go trying to distract me with snacks or any of those conniving tricks of yours, you little scamp. I'm only hungry for one thing.
I would never. Iggy turns his gaze towards the ceiling, face simultaneously hot and cold as he feels Ginzo breathe heavily against his collarbone. Doesn't notice Ginzo's eyes start to turn red.
Smell phenomenal. God.
Ginzo's face pressed against his neck now. Double rubbed against his skin, prickly and itchy.
It must taste amazing.
Comes whispered murmur between nips against his throat. Iggy. Okay, while it's not as intense, I'm getting flashbacks to Arc 4 of Our Wonderland. Okay. Iggy doesn't say anything this time. He's laying there. Slimy sweat forming across his skin. You can feel a poke against his neck now. Sharp pinpricks tracing up and down, sliding through the slick condensation from Ginzo's breath. Slowing, pressing. Ginzo's body starting to arc upwards. Till... Wait! The crow's fire pushes past his lips before I can stop it, and Ginzo stills, apparently thrown for a loop. Iggy clenches his eyes shut, lips pressed together, and lets out a shaky breath. I've never done this before, and I thought I'd be okay, but I'm feeling really weird. Hey, Genzo doesn't move. Iggy's body starts shaking like a leaf. Sniffs, a cold rush of shame washing through him. Would it be okay if we maybe just cuddle instead? Genzo finally does move. The good ending. We kicked Genzo in the nuts and got the good ending. He sits back, staring down at Iggy. His face unreadable.
You...
Brows descend, a sort of weird guilty softness in the way his eyes darken. Stays motionless for a good 15 seconds. Before rolling over, falling down onto the pillow beside Iggy. One arm across his forehead. Stares up blankly at the ceiling. Iggy turns towards him, body curling on itself instinctively. That was wrong, wasn't it? Then even quieter. Messed it all up. It seems to snap Genzo out of it and he glances over in Iggy's direction, brows furrowing.
What? No. Fine.
A pause.
Just lost my appetite is all.
Oh. Silence. Iggy sniffs, nervously curling his fingers into the sheets. And softly, hesitantly, as though prepared for the worst, presses his face against Genzo's shoulder. Iggy, come on, you got pickle glasses before you start doing stuff like that. They're gonna get so dirty. Ah, come on, Iggy. Like you've never cuddled up to someone before. He doesn't see Genzo's brows arc. Nor the touch of pink that spreads across Genzo's cheeks, but he does feel Genzo turn towards him. Genzo's arms curling tentatively around him. Warm and soft, like a protective cocoon. He does feel Genzo's face pressed ever so gently against the top of his head. Cheeks mashed against his curls. Breath warm against his scalp. Lips parting in a mouth.
Fine.
The curls around him like a calming blanket. They share that connection of uncertainty folded close in the dark. Was that Genzo bat? Episode 1. End. This is the end of episode 1. Thank you for playing. Please save your game here so you continue once the next episode is released. I'm loving the artwork. Alright. So that was my vampire boyfriend Smoke's Lucky Strikes. That was great. That was top form. That was amazing. I mean, there are a couple of technical bugs. Whatever. The artwork was absolutely spectacular. The writing was amazing. This is... I mean, I don't know how much I can say. I think one thing that this game has over, say, Whether Day Springs Red, is that the characters are already roughly established. So there's less building up the characters themselves. Like for example, I see Iggy and I know instantly the general kind of character I'm looking at. And it kind of is able to hammer it in a bit for comedic or dramatic purposes. Oh, absolutely great. 10 out of 10. No, that was... I will say, at the end of Arc 1 of Our Wonderland, I was thinking, this is... Like, this is good. I'll keep playing. But I wasn't, like, blown away. I was blown away when I saw the time loop aspect. This held me in. It held me in and just held me there, and I just kept it. I couldn't pull myself away at all. I'm almost at 4 hours of streaming. How long was this meant to be? One to 1.5 hours. I'm almost at 4. I couldn't stop. Even if I wanted to. There was no chance of me stopping. Oh, no, that was amazing. Well... Yeah, well, you know, I'm not too up on my Beric lore. Personally. I think, as far as I've seen from Where Did They Spring Red, I think he was great. Iggy, last act, I mean, beautiful. Gainzo, again, absolutely great, and for the 5 seconds that Orlam was on screen, he was quite good. I just noticed Beric prefers he. Okay. Yeah, I didn't see that bit. I just kind of scrolled. I kind of have an idea on the character, so I just kind of scrolled down. I didn't realize that was there. I don't think that's there in Where the Day Springs Red. Yeah, that's not there in Where the Day Springs Red. Okay. I'll stick to he from now and then. Yeah, no, it's oh no, it was great. It was great. Oh my god. Oof. I don't really know what to do with myself now. That was... yeah. I mean, I kicked Ginzo in the nuts and still was fine. So, oof. I think that'll be it for the stream. I'm almost an hour over the long form. I was expecting this stream to be like 2 hours tops, and I'm at 4 hours. I need to go eat. I need to go eat. I need to go see if I can automate my stream setup. Absolute disaster. But, oh, thank you very, very much for watching. This has been an absolute delight. I don't think I've had this positive a reaction to a visual novel in a while. Especially from the offset. Like, usually the start is slower, building up, like when the Day Springs Red. I'm not going to say the Day Springs Red is bad in any way because of it. You got to build stuff up. This just kind of throws you. Just throws it at you. Whoa! Vampire Ginzo be upon thee. And yeah, no, it was oh, I'm gonna have to go review that now. That was brilliant. Thank you very much, Carrot Patch Games, or Carrot, or yeah, but whatever you should be called. I mean, I just stick with Carrot, don't I? Yeah, thank you very much, Carrot. This has been an absolute delight. And I hope that we see more of this and Where the Day Springs Red. Another time. Another place. Ah. Can I just say, the CG artwork is amazing. The visuals are absolutely spectacular. Oh, no, this has been... absolutely great. There's a web version? Oh, whatever. Alright, well. Thank you very much for watching. This has been an absolutely amazing stream. And as always, stay hydrated. And have a good time until next time. Bye-bye. I do intend to possibly stream more. We'll see how things go. Bye for now.